to continue.
This is a really interesting over this, and this will tell you how much. Yeah, last over before tea. I think Kent know that Durham are going to declare at tea, so all the fielders pretty much, apart from the slip and a point, are outside.
I think
What would be a circle, and Ackerman slaps that to the man at cover.
he'll take that single.
Yeah, I'll take the red ink, thanks, if you don't mind. Just
Well, Ackerman was on 710 runs for the year before he started, so he's currently sitting on 722. He's picked up a couple of wickets as well this season. I think one of them might have come down at Warwickshire on that absolute road at Edgbaston. Warwickshire racked up 708 for 3 declared or something like that. Not one of Scott Borthwick's finest calls to the toss. We'll have a bowl first.
Yeah, one of those famous ones.
Just a few Wi-Fi just dropped out.
So apparently the Wi-Fi's dropped out, so hopefully everybody on the stream went back. With you live as Minto takes strike. They're going to bring a bat pad into play. Whereas Parkinson in the Battle of the Parkies is trying to get another wicket ahead of his brother. It'll be interesting to see how Minto plays this as well. An opportunity for him to have a bit of a swipe at one, really.
Free the arms.
And instead he just dabs that one nicely away off the middle of the bat and will get off the mark. We get a lovely round of applause from his home fans.
First run in first class cricket at his home ground.
Many more to come from him as well.
Again, we're talking about the pathway. You know, he's seen that Matthew Potts has gone from someone who tail ender, maybe people don't really expect much of him, but Potts, he can score runs, and you know, Ryan talks a lot about the ability of our lower order to be able to score runs, and it's so important. I think Borthwick as well mentioned that they pride themselves on the lower order being able to contribute and get runs lower down and get, you know, is it an extra batting point? Is it an extra 20, 30 runs to maybe take a par score to slightly above?
Absolutely.
Can move that momentum.
Might have to score the hardest runs in the game, the guys down the order. You know, you're normally in a bit of trouble, or you're normally searching for victory.
Penultimate ball of the session played out to backward point for a dot, and I think we are expecting this to be the last ball of the Durham innings, as maybe a declaration is coming at tea. Matt Parkinson to James Minto. It's an attempted slog sweep.
I love it.
Not made any contact, but was in his ground. Harry Finch takes the bails off, but there is no stumping, and that is tea on day 3 of the final game of the County Championship season. Judging from the body language, I think that is...
Yeah, I'm just having a look at the umpires here, because they would normally give a signal to the ground staff if they want a roller on any stage, but I haven't seen any notion of that as of yet.
Maybe not then. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have a little wander through the scorecard. Alex Lee's top of the bill, 144 gone, caught by Singh off the bowling of Stewart. Ben McKinney was out in the first session, caught by Everson off the bowling of Gilchrist. Emilio Gay made a fine 52 before he was caught behind by Finch off the bowling of Singh, attempting a hook shot down the leg side. Then David Beddingham went berserk when he came in. 66 off 38 balls, 3 fours but 6 sixes. He was gone, caught a Riordan, bowled Parkinson. Ollie Robinson sacrificed himself, caught by Jaden Denley off the bowling of Parkinson for 5. Buster Leader was then trapped LBW by Everson for 0, leaving Colin Ackerman on 13 not out and James Minto on 1 not out. And we'll just wait over the tea break to see whether Durham declare, and we'll be back in around 15 minutes.
Well, welcome back to Seat Unique Riverside. Apologies for some technical issues we had just before the tea break. Good old turn it off and turn it back on again has sorted us out on the live stream. A little delayed start to this evening session for no reason in particular. Me and Ash were speculating before tea Durham would declare. That's not the case because there hasn't been a roller out. I think just general tardiness all round, Ash.
I don't know. I was just talking to the scorers there, and they hadn't heard anything. So we're literally looking at the umpires because, like I say, during the tea break, I was busy going through various football scores, and was obviously your indication is normally the bell goes 5 minutes kind of before the start of play, and then I'd looked up and it was time to start, so I was like, where is everybody? There wasn't a player on the balcony, the umpire's door was shut, the Kent dressing room was shut, there was no Durham batsman in sight. It was almost like everybody had gone home and I thought I'd been left. But we are going to start. We're going to start about 5 minutes-ish late.
Just general tardiness.
Yeah, William's going to update us if there's any kind of official reason for the delay, but...
Well, everyone's waiting on the boundary edge. Now they're walking out to the middle. Don't know.
Weird.
Very weird. To bring you back up to date with what's going on in terms of promotion and relegation, Lancashire 120 for 7 somehow need to get to 500 with their final 3 wickets to stand any chance of safety in Division 1. Yorkshire look as if they are going to be prepping the champagne for tomorrow at Headingley.
Indeed.
Looks like it doesn't look like. The Division 2 trophy will be making its way down to Hove for Sussex to enjoy a glorious day with their fans as
Sussex by the sea.
As they secure Division 1 status. We had that pleasure last year of having a Division 2 trophy lift.
We're just looking at the photo actually earlier, weren't we?
Yeah, Hampshire have wrapped up second place in Division 1, defeating Somerset inside 3 days by 5 wickets, despite Lewis Gregory's best attempts to curtail that with what should have been a hat-trick with the first 3 balls of the second innings. Hat-trick ball was dropped.
Yeah,
but yeah,
nuts.
I think for the sake of us constantly repeating ourselves, the BBC Sport cricket page has all the permutations and stuff, but I think for the sake of argument, Sussex are champion, Sussex will be champions, Yorkshire will be finishing second most likely, and Lancashire will be playing Division 2 cricket next year, it looks like. Joey Everson to kick off this evening session, which has been delayed by 5 minutes for no apparent reason, and Ackerman flicks him away to square leg for the first run of the session.
Yeah, we'll see if we get any update from William Dobson, the Durham scorer. But yeah, both scorers were at a loss to us why we haven't started. In fact, they weren't sure until I went in. They actually didn't realise either. It's just got that end of season feel to it, I guess. Everybody's just kind of drifting along.
Yeah. Warwickshire are 69 for 2 in reply to Notts 487 all out. Mentioned the Lancashire score. James Minto plays nicely off the back foot for another single. Essex are still going, 419 for 2 against Surrey. That's going to peter out into a draw. Gloucestershire 116 for 4, chasing 382 to win. Leicestershire at TV, Derbyshire 169 for 3. Middlesex 258 for 8 down at Hove, and Yorkshire 230 for 1 at Headingley versus Northamptonshire. 3 singles to start this evening session.
Just a reminder, if you want to get in touch with us and have a chat about anything in particular, maybe Kent season or Durham season or anything that you're thinking about with players involved in this match, get in contact via the stream. You can leave a comment, or if you want to contact us via email at streaming@durhamcricket.co.uk. Minto is beaten outside the off stump, or you can contact us on X, Ashthorpe25 or RobRush02. Look forward to interacting with you guys as we resume session number 3 on day 3.
Nicely played by James Mento, and that will bring him his first boundary of the innings.
Yeah, it was nicely played. Just opened the face of the bat, used the pace, and that again ran away really quickly on this outfield. A little bit of width, a little bit full from Everson. And nicely played by the 16-year-old from Norton Cricket Club. I'm sure everybody there is immensely proud of everything that he's achieved so far.
It's been quite a last few months for James. He was picked out of what seems like nowhere for the One Day Cup squad. And how about making your first class debut at the Oval? Oh, that's not bad, is it?
Incredible. Incredible. Very, very driven young man. Lovely to see him get the opportunity to show his skills, and I'm sure he'll look forward to bowling on this hard surface. Try and bowl with pace. Saw that bouncer he bowled last week, and particularly the one that went a bit viral, the one to Rory Burns. Took him off his feet, hitting the glove and the shoulder of the bat. Right in front of his face, the former Test opener. And that's from a 16-year-old.
Will be Matt Parkinson, who is going to settle in again from the Finkel end. He kind of has done since just before lunch, hasn't he, Ash?
Yeah,
He's just plugged himself in at one end. This is a looping, slow loosener that Mento just tucks away to the leg side to bring Ackerman on.
Cold. Getting back out there. I wonder if Sam Blacklock knows why we were delayed at all. Not shaking his head. Got nothing, he says.
Can't get the staff these days.
Thanks for the offer, mate.
Ackerman pushes Parkinson for one.
But again, while he's in the room, and he normally listens to the stream upstairs because he's kind of too cool for us to be down here, Sam Blacklock at Durham Cricket does a huge amount of work getting this stream together, organising us fools and trying to keep it running as smoothly as possible, and then being expected to be the technical expert as well. Like just before tea, when the stream seemed to buffer due to Wi-Fi issues, he was straight on the money getting that all sorted. So Sam, I think you've done a brilliant job this year, mate. You're welcome, Sam.
That's Ash booked in for next year.
Yeah, renegotiate. In all honesty, it's been, like we said, we keep mentioning how lucky we are. I mean, we all love cricket, and we get to come here and talk about it on this fantastic stage, and now with a platform that's getting streamed out across the world. It's an amazing opportunity for all of us, really.
Had the debut of Durham Live as well in Dapperbet News Studio for the T20s this year.
That was sat in now. Yeah, of course, yeah. Sam's just saying that we'll mirror everything that we've done with the men's programme, with the Tier 1 introduction of the Durham women's team here. Danny Hazel and her team of absolute superstars that's being assembled here in the northeast. Yeah,
some very exciting time heading up here, and you'll be able to watch every game that the women's side play here live at Seat Unique Riverside, as that brings to an end the second over after team. And if indeed you have liked what you've seen from Durham this year and want to get involved for next year, you can buy your memberships.
The old early bird.
Indeed, this is your last chance to renew while the games are still playing. So, if you are interested, get in touch. There we go. Perfect graphic on your screen. Join the Pride for 2025. Memberships now available. Who knows, you might get a chance to see Ben Stokes live in the flesh.
Some boy.
Everson to continue. Ackerman off the back foot down the track.
I think 350 is the mark, Rob?
Well, I think so, because as we were mentioning, as we have mentioned throughout the stream, as Ackerman cut that one powerfully away, might look for two, but we'll just have to settle for one. There is nothing to play for in terms of safety for Durham. They will be playing Division 1 cricket next year, but there is prize money, there's a bit more prize money for finishing 5th and 6th, and maybe Durham just have one eye on what Worcestershire have been able to achieve down at New Road and just trying to mirror their achievements so that
Stay ahead of that.
Durham's thinking. But then that makes the plan before tea of hitting out for quick runs. If I don't know, there is a method to the madness, which we might be able to deduce at the end of play when we conduct our post-match interviews.
Should we ask them all the tough questions?
Yeah. Well, it's not like
what
that.
are you doing?
But I do think 350 is probably gonna. I think if it wasn't going to be on the tea break, I think 350 is probably the mark that you're going to try and get to now.
So Scotty Borthwick might have some answers for us.
He might indeed. Well, they don't nickname him the Badger for nothing. This one played into the offside, and Ackerman controls the running in the middle.
I think that was just a look from Mento. He's not the biggest of talkers, young James Mento, but yeah, Ackerman. It was a bit of a look and a nod, and pretty comfortable single at the end.
Fuller from Everton, who's bowled very nicely today. He's offered Jack Leaning control from the Lumley end.
Yeah, you're right, he has.
And as I said, when he came on to bowl this morning, he's kind of been, from an outside point of view, looking at Kent's season, he seems to have been one of the lone shining stars. Talented all-rounder. Can more than play his part with the bat, and has been very useful with the ball as well, as he tosses that to Matt Parkinson at the end of that over. 323 for 6 off 69 overs. 11 overs until that second new ball can be taken, although I'm not sure if Alex Lees wants Kent to get any sniff of that second new ball.
Yeah, like you say, kind of just counting down the runs, I guess, to when Durham will come out with the ball.
Settling in for a long evening session here. 35 overs left, apparently, if the light will hold. We're going till, was it 6 o'clock?
Plus that.
All dependent on the light.
Brilliant experience for young Minto, getting to face leg spin, Callum Parkinson. Brother Matt Parkinson, the man with ball in hand. We're so used to seeing Callum here, whiling away, bowling his left arm spin. That's
big shout, but
pitching outside leg.
Going to reinforce that slip cordon though.
Yeah, he's just bowled a couple of googlies or wrong uns, depending on which way your terminology floats. Minto thinking about a single. Colin Ackerman says no thank you. Get back there, young fella, because I'm not coming. He's going to come around the wicket now, Parkinson. Just change the angle up.
Nice shape on that one from Parkinson, who obviously has one test cap for England, as well as more white ball appearances.
Be happy the Parkinsons. Bolton had a 2-0 win today.
Well, it makes up from Bolton's failure in the playoffs from last year.
Ooh, damn.
Had to be said. Had to be said. Scamper through for a single there. We'll leave Ackerman with one ball to play in the over. Wonder if Captain Jack Leaning might just tell either one of the Denleys to warm up and try and wrap through these final 10 overs.
So Everson's done a really good job, hasn't he, with the keeper standing up? Just created a different dynamic for the Durham batsmen to have to deal with.
Indeed. Been impressed with Harry Finch as well, and his glove work's been particularly tidy. I went down to Canterbury for the one-day cup match and got speaking to a few of the Kent staff down there, and obviously the link is the obvious link, Ollie Robinson, but a few of them were saying Harry Finch is also a hell of a keeper batter as well. So as well as Durham seemed to have a production line of fast bowlers, Kent seemed to be producing Lots of talented wicketkeeper batters. Jordan Cox, another one who came through that system. Is Mento sprightly off the back foot, but straight to Denley Jr. at backward point.
Doug Rain's been in contact there and just says, hello Ash, any news on the retained list and possible departures on any more
I think out of
incomings?
out of respect, I think we'll wait for that to be officially announced.
Yeah, there's nothing official as of yet on that, and that should be imminent as Mento gets an outside edge, controlled down to third man. He'll pick up another boundary. But yeah, there's all sorts of rumours going around Doug at the moment, if I'm totally honest with you. But until the club kind of officially release that, I think we'll leave that where it is. There's a few there that are coming to the end. I've heard rumours on possible incomings, but the three ones that you've mentioned there, and Sam Connors, Emilio Gay and Will Rhodes are the ones that we can confirm are incoming and have been confirmed by the club. But be an interesting period of time. That this is always a tough time of year as a player.
As Ryan said, it's the worst part of the job.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
As Joey Everson is in, and Minto will pick up 4 more. This one a much more controlled shot than the ball prior, but same area, same result as Durham move into the 330s. I think what we can say, Doug, is that the club will be working incredibly hard to bring in a high-talent overseas individual for next year. After we're trying to bring around some better injury luck for our overseas next year compared to what Scott Boland and Neil Wagner unfortunately suffered this year. But I think out of respect for the players involved, the club will announce official retained and released lists in due time at the end once the season has finished.
Yeah, I'm sure it will follow very shortly, either tomorrow or in the coming days. This is where you need Tim Bostock on, because Tim would just blurt out everything at the moment. If you're listening, Tim, I hope you're well, mate.
I think I've seen Joe Denley's been stationed at deep mid-wicket. I think he's been going through some stretches, so might see Denley Senior turn his arm over.
It's good batting this from Minto, just keeping that scoreboard ticking over. He's moved on to 19 now, and in fact, although he's faced a few more balls than Ackerman, he's jumped ahead of Ackerman, who's on 18.
I think as well, Ryan said it earlier in the year that having Ackers in that position, that he knows Ackers is comfortable in his own game, he's going to play his own way and allow everyone else to play around him, as there's a half-hearted appeal for caught behind, but umpire's not having any of it. The umpire, I think, is fully decked out in... I think there's a snood in there.
100% a snood. No gloves, though. Brave man. And then Sam Blacklock's put on the YouTube comments, dog stops play, send us your dog photos at cricket grounds. That's just what we need, Sam. Lots of dog photos at cricket grounds.
There's a brilliant Twitter account that I think is under the same handle, Dogs at Cricket Grounds,
serious?
Or something similar. I'm not joking with you, Ash. I never joke with you. I'm going to try find it now.
You do that, mate.
Dogs at Cricket. That is the Twitter account.
There you go.
Brilliant. My sister's got a golden Labrador that we look after quite regularly, and I love taking her out for walks and stuff. And I haven't quite managed to grab her to take her to a cricket ground yet. That's on the bucket list.
Mate, you just wander around through all your local grounds.
I got one about 10 minutes. Got one about 10 minutes walk away from where I'm currently staying. So might have to take a venture out there next summer if everything is still all good, as Ackerman takes a single. And I think this is a nice show of trust from Ackerman in Minto. I think he recognises well this is a perfect opportunity for James to get some valuable time out in the middle.
It's a great experience for him, isn't it? Getting to bat with the likes of Ackerman at this stage. No real pressure, but at the same time, just getting that feel of what playing first-class cricket's all about. Batting on a great pitch here at the Riverside.
Well, one of the replies to the tweet that we had of the dog stopping play, there's been a dog at Taunton.
That is a genuine smiling dog.
That's very, very lovely. Definitely do send in your dogs at cricket ground photos.
Pictures of dogs at cricket grounds. There you go.
Don't say we don't treat you on the Durham live stream.
Right.
Jack Looney just having a word with Matt Parkinson about potential ideas. Bat pad comes in on the leg side.
I can't get over dogs at cricket grounds. I love it.
Ooh, lovely bit of turn there, but turning too much for the LBW.
I tell you what, this will interest his brother. This as well. There's a little bit of rough just starting to form there outside the off stump for the left-hander. Yes,
Floated up,
Minty.
and James
That's my
Mento.
boy.
James Mento has his first 6 in first-class cricket.
I've been waiting for that. What you'll find, kids, if they're just starting to struggle a little bit, they'll play a big shot. And that was a big shot. And it's gone all the way for 6. Love that, James Minto. Run to the fear, not away from it.
$339 for 6, 11 away from that third batting bonus point. I'm going to have to get you to be on a balcony watch, Ash, and see if there's any movement going around. I can't quite see it from where I'm at in the commentary box. You've got a better angle than I do.
Just got Mark Burden, who's showed me a sign of his dog Bailey outside of Chesley Street Cricket Club. Minto's gone, caught it slip. Or no, it's bowled him, actually. It's knocked back the off stump. I apologise there. It was caught at slip also. I didn't quite see the off stump get knocked back.
He tried to make it 2 big shots.
Yeah. He's gone for 25, so that'll be a CB. Hopefully he's got his pocket money, because that'll be the round for him. Not that he can drink or anything at that age.
No, I think a bottle of Coke or Fanta is...
Yeah, absolutely. You have a look, he's actually got one of our sponsors missing from the back of his shirt, as he's not able to advertise alcohol.
Had that with Hayden Mustard during the T20s as well. Had to cover up front of shirt sponsor because certain age restrictions.
That's really turned that.
Hayden hadn't turned 18 yet, so as one Durham Academy product leaves, another arrives. Daniel Hogg strides out to the middle. You can't miss Hoggy. You can't miss Ben McKinney, because they're both absolute giants.
Yeah, similar sizes, aren't they?
I think I need an official answer to this question. I need to know who's taller, because we talk about it all the time. Who they look similar. Like I need a definite answer here.
I'll have to go to maybe the S&C guys who do all their measurements, but it'd be a good contest.
Get Sam Clark on.
Yeah.
Sam Clark, Susan Dale, head up that S&C team. I think Durham are actually looking for a couple more physiotherapists to join ahead of next year. So anyone out there who thinks they've got the qualifications, don't be afraid to submit an application.
Yeah, I've seen some new volunteer stadium announcers been in the building today as well, which is nice. Yeah, at the bottom of the sign at Chester Cricket Club, it's got no cycling dogs. And then underneath that, it's got
big shout
to be kept
not
on a
given.
leader.
End of the over 339 for 7.
You're clever. I've never seen a cycling dog.
Have you ever seen a cycling dog on a leader though?
I haven't.
I wonder if Colin Ackerman might change tact here.
Yeah, 11 away from that next bonus point.
I think Daniel Hogg he'll be looking forward to grabbing that new ball.
I tell you what, mate, Hoggy can bat as well. I remember one day, and this is not a barometer of my skill of bowling, either in a good or a bad way, but he launched me in an academy game, absolutely all over the shop.
Joey Everson to continue, and Ackerman respects it with the full face of the bat.
Maybe with his just development on his bowling so much over the last period of time, that might have just taken his eye off his batting a little bit. I thought I heard the door open.
So did I.
Sitting the badger to sneak in.
I think the wind's playing tricks on us, Ash.
Potentially. Ackerman pulls that away out into the deep, but he'll just get the single. Moving Durham on to 340 for 7. And bringing Dan Hogg on to strike.
Fairly decent turnout, I'd say, for day 3 of day 1, day 3 of the final game of the season in the North East in September.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Field will now shift around for Dan Hogg.
And Doug Rain, as a follow-up, has just said, I'll be renewing my membership for next season.
Big LBW shout. That looked pretty good from where we're sitting, Ash.
Just going to check a little replay there. Yeah, he says T20 has been much improved. Championship attacking cricket, funky field placings. Going down leg side. Plus the team spirit is very evident. Plus it's also refreshing to listen to Cambo. Yeah, I couldn't agree. Any more, Doug, with what you're saying there, mate? And once again, thanks for getting in touch.
Cambo is almost like an open book, isn't he?
Yeah.
Got so much experience in the game, that'll go down as a leg by. So much experience in the game, and it makes our jobs as commentators a lot easier. I remember Hampshire first game season, we got rained off. There's nothing to talk about because you've not seen any cricket for 4 days. 7-minute interview. It's like I'm almost there and wonder how do you get 7 minutes out of a complete washout?
To be fair, Scott Borthwick said I'll come on after Cambo. I just said I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, but nah, it's definitely, we appreciate everyone that's jumped on and helped break up our voices with some expertise.
Sure. Absolutely, mate.
I think it's been a very good first year from our point of view of the new commentary setup. Aiming to carry it on for next year as Ackerman will push that one, and a little bit of indecision in the end. It'll just be a dot ball, 341 for 7.
Thought he was setting off for a run there, Ruckus.
So I was thinking last ball of the over, he probably wants to be on strike for Matt Parkinson. He'll probably continue from the other end.
Yeah, causing a few issues. Parkinson, what's he got now? 3 wickets under his belt.
Well, it's nice to see Parky back enjoying his cricket. As we alluded to earlier, not exactly the happiest endings to his time at Lancashire. Obviously made international debut and all his appearances while with the Red Rose, but fell out of favour, kind of career hit standstill, and he credits Ryan Campbell, Marcus North and the guys here for helping reignite his love for cricket and everything. And, in our position, we get to know the guys a bit better personally, and it's just nice to, when you get to know what type of character they are, it's nice to see them get their rewards. Hogg rocks onto the back foot. Gentle punch for a single.
I think one of my biggest memories of him actually was running around and taking an absolute screamer of a catch.
I know the catch you're on
about 20 yards, and I don't know who was more surprised, him actually clinging onto it or the rest of the Durham lads. And that just showed how well and how well he fitted into the group and how much it meant to him that his short stay, he had a huge influence on Durham being promoted.
Ackerman will return the favour. He'll pick up a single as well, 343 for 7. Durham 7 more runs away from that third batting bonus point, which, as we alluded to at the start of the session, should be enough to guarantee 5th place in the first season back in Division 1 since 2016.
It's nice, isn't it, from Parkinson? Sure, that's Joe Denley under the lid as well. Surely you're pulling rank at his age.
He's got his nephew in the side. Bit aerial from Hogg, but he's going to pick up some runs. Denley Jr. will put it up inside the rope.
I was going to say, there's nephew right there doing the fielding.
Come back for 2.
.345 now on the board. Just 5 runs away from that third bonus point. Just having a look on the balcony, mate. I'm not sure if it's that cold, but I can't see any of the lads on the balcony at the moment.
Oh. They should probably have... Oh,
Parkinson gets a 4th.
Brilliant bowling from Parkinson. He'll pick up his 4th. Twende Mieye is taking the catch at slip. and has then absolutely legged it. I think he's he might have been designated. Is he not? He's not. He's run straight past the drinks carrier. Is he going off for?
I'll just pad up, mate. Thanks. He's probably thinking. He probably knows the declaration's coming in a couple of overs.
Yeah.
Or a couple of moments' time. But Parkinson picks up his 4th. And in the Battle of the Parkinsons, they're all looking up at the balcony to see whether they're going to declare.
Well,
Colin 5 clear.
Colin Ackerman is standing out in the middle, so he's waiting for his partner to come out. I do hope it's Cal that comes out. It is. Callum Parkinson strides out to the middle, so we might get a bit of Parkinson v Parkinson.
Yes.
I think Matt got Cal out last year when Matt was playing for Durham earlier on in the year. I think Matt got Cal out when we played down at Grace Road.
345 for 8 now. As you rightly say, Callum Parkinson is the new batsman to join Colin Ackerman out there. Ackerman on 21. Hogg going for 3. Caught me bowled Parkinson. A little bit of joy for Kent this afternoon. Durham in the pursuit of quick runs. Given up some pretty, not soft, but some pretty easy dismissals in their pursuit. As the brothers, little exchange as they walked past each other.
Matt was definitely in Cal's ear. I wonder if he floated the wicket totals now.
Oh, you told him yet. I'm 5 ahead now, brother.
Yeah. As you say, Matt's got Cal comfortably on the run front as well.
Yeah. Scored over 200 runs, I think, Matt Parkinson. Right down earlier. Yeah, 234 runs. Average of 48. But I can imagine... Sorry, an average of 48. A higher score of 48. That would be impressive, an average of 48 for him. But he's got an average of 12, so I can imagine he's batted quite a lot this year with Kent being bowled out twice quite often.
Try through for a single, so Cal Parkinson is now on strike.
Solid Parky. Love it. Such a competitor.
I think in his ideal world, he's waiting for the 5th or 6th ball of the over to just gently knock a single.
Do you think he'll want to face his brother?
Yeah.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Knowing what Cal's like.
Nah, he'd be petrified to get out to him, surely. I reckon he'll want 4 runs off this over and then walk off. Imagine the bragging rights at Christmas dinner. Do you remember? Nope.
Pinned on the pad, but not given LBW.
Jeez, that looked close.
Final ball of the 75th over.
Maybe just going down leg side, but that looked really close.
Campfield is now spread out,
Trying to
quite
give
allowing Parky to allowing him to take the single if he wants it. And take it he will.
We're going to see it.
347 for 8. Does Matt Parkinson continue? Well, I think Matt Parkinson's not giving this ball up.
Not a chance. He's 1 wicket away from a 5 for, and that could be his brother.
Well, we said at the start of the day that Kent you always have pride to play for, even if you've been relegated. There's a little bit of extra pride when your brother's at the other end, and as you mentioned, Ash, Matt Parkinson has his brother in his sights for a 5 for. I wonder if Cal might make him stop and start with his run up. No tricks there.
Come on, run at him, Parky.
Oh my God!
You
It's
could
happened.
hear the giggles.
It's happened. Matt Parkinson picks up a 5 for Kent. Pick up maximum bowling points, and to top it all off, Callum Parkinson is the man who's gone.
Yeah, little caught and bowled, chip straight back to his brother, and you can hear the giggles all around. The Kent fielders are absolutely loving that. And I'll tell you what Miei ran off for. He's got a snood on as well.
Nah.
Never make it in the north. Caught and bowled Parkinson. Caught and bowled Parkinson for 1. And that is 5 wickets for Matt Parkinson, who has 5 for 98 from in his 24th over. Holder is the new batsman, so
Cal's going to be absolutely fuming, isn't he?
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Some interesting scores in the football. Leicester have pulled it back to 2-2 at Arsenal. Brentford and West Ham 1-1. Chelsea-Brighton was 4-2 in the first half. Everton have pulled it back from being a goal down. They're now 2-1 up. And Fulham lead Nottingham Forest at the City Ground in the Championship, which I'm sure all of our Sunderland fans will know. Sunderland have equalised against Watford. That's 1-1 with around 20 minutes remaining in the second half. We have the Borough, who are 1-0 up against Stoke City.
Well, we cleared up the bragging rights discussion there, Ash.
Yep. Christmas dinner. Callum might just be having that at home this year.
Coming in with his partners. Jamal Holder gets off the mark first ball in stages.
It was a creep down the wicket for a run, that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In non-league, Hartlepool United are drawing with Forest Green Rovers. Gateshead a 3-1 up away to Southend. That's a good away trip, that. Gateshead to Southend.
Ackerman rocks off the back foot, but turns down the easy single. And that was there. Shamar Holder had come halfway down the wicket.
Need 2 runs, Durham, to get their 3rd batting point. And I'm sure you'll see a change of innings.
Looped up, swept.
And that is the batting points. And I'm sure that will be a declaration.
Swept for 6. Durham have 350. They have 3 batting bonus points.
No?
No declaration so far. Maybe the end of the over, which is 1 more ball away. I'm not quite understanding why the declaration hasn't been called. But I think if our maths is right, that should secure Durham 5th spot in Division 1 for this season.
Full toss put away by Ackerman.
Any balcony movement?
No, I don't know whether it's just because it's that cold, but I can't see any of the lads on the balcony. Parkinson's going to finish it over around the wicket. Brings up the 100 off his bowling as well. 5 for 105 for Parkinson. I'm sure all he'll be bothered about is 1, getting more wickets than his brother, and 2, he actually got him out.
Ackerman sweeps. He's going to try to push for 2 here. Not the biggest effort to stop that boundary from the fielder out there. Ackerman picks up 4 more, 358 for 9, and looks like these two are going to stay out there, Ash.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a look on the balcony there. Unless there's maybe something agreed between the two sides, I don't know. But the innings is nearly drawing to its natural conclusion anyway. 9 down, Durham. Both teams have 3 bonus points. Durham picking up their 3rd with Ackerman 6 getting to 350. Kent picking up their 3rd with the 9th wicket. It's a lovely sweep shot from Ackerman. Pitched out in the rough. Well in control of that for 4.
Joey Everson, with the way he's bowled today, deserves more than 1 wicket that's next to his name.
He's been good. He's probably been the only one with real control.
Minimum of 28 overs left this evening as Holder squirts to backward point. Will rotate the strike. $359 for 9 now.
All the fielders on the boundary. Ackerman decides that he's not going to run.
We have a clearer image of the relegation. So Notts have picked up their first bowling bonus point, and that confirms that Lancashire will be relegated unless they score 250.
Oh, and that's got big on Ackerman, who decides not to run. Effort ball there from Joey Everson.
Trying to think now, let's bring up this Lancashire score. They're 156 for 8, so they need 94 more from their final 2 wickets to take the relegation battle into a final day.
Yeah, they're in real trouble. The Red Rose. That one doesn't get up as much, so maybe just a little bit of variable bounce starting to come into this pitch. The ball is getting old. There are some cracks that were developing in the pitch. Remember, this was the pitch used for the one-day international, as you can probably see from the blue tram lines that are ingrained in the pitch.
Ackerman will take that single. Leave Shamar Holder with 1 ball to face. Yorkshire have picked up their first batting bonus point, and due to Middlesex only picking up 1 batting bonus point, if Yorkshire make 350, they are up.
There you go.
Gloucestershire 146 for 5, so Glamorgan looking in a driving seat down at Sophia Gardens. Leicestershire 204 for 3 against Derbyshire. They're only been able to get underway today. Sussex 22 without loss in reply to 271 all out for Middlesex, as we mentioned. Yorkshire 273 for 1. They make 350. They can start the promotion party. Shamar Holder saw out the last ball of the over, 360 for 9, and looks like Durham are just going to get as many runs as they can.
I'm assuming it's down to time now that they've decided that to get these wickets, they've decided that they're going to need a certain amount of overs, so that's what they're sticking with. 104, remember, available. Still 27 overs left in the day's play. Might have to delay my dinner reservations for later this evening.
Ackerman steps leg side. It's high. It's not handsome. Jack Leaning takes the catch, and Durham are all out for 360. Matt Parkinson picks up his 6th from 24 overs and 1 ball. 6 for 109 he will finish with. Alex Lees will take the bulk of the credit for Durham. 144 for him. Colin Ackerman, the last man out, for 33. David Bellingham made a sparky 50. And Durham chasing quick runs, sacrificing quantity of runs. Kent pick up maximum bowling bonus points in their final efforts to do so for the year. Durham pick up 3 batting bonus points, and we will step aside while ground staff get to work and the teams change innings. So Durham all out for 360. Alex Lees top scoring with 144 after they lost the toss and were put in by the visitors. Matt Parkinson taking 6 for 109. 2 maidens in there as well for the ex-Durham player as umpires and players walk off, and I think that's Graham Onions walking out to the middle with a set of stumps ready to get the bowlers loose.
Yeah, interesting one. We weren't sure whether Durham were going to declare at tee. They've got their 350 to get that 3rd batting point. And now we're going to get to see them with the ball. And we'll be back in around 7 or 8 minutes with Kent's reply to Durham's 360.
Welcome back to St Unique Riverside for the start of Kent's reply to Durham's 360 all out. We were trying to gain any inside knowledge about if there's been an agreement to forfeit innings like there has been down at Glamorgan, but so far we are none the wiser. So we'll assume that this is Kent's first innings rather than their second, as Twandami AA walks out. It looks like Denley Jr. has been given the responsibility of opening up as well.
Yeah, we all had the same thought, didn't we? Go and chase the scorer. What's going on? What's happening? He knows as much as us at the moment.
Do you know who we should be chasing? Scott Borthwick.
Yeah, where is he? Come on, Badger, get your backside over here. But bright sunshine now here at the St Unique Riverside.
Looks like Dan Hogg's going to open up.
24 overs remaining in the day. So that would indicate probably about a 6:15 finish. To my wife who's listening when I frightened her there and said, "Are we not going out for tea now?" Everything's fine. But yeah, it could be interesting. Still, as you said, there's been no confirmation of a declaration. 260 is the follow-on target, with it only being a two-day game. That's reduced down to 100 runs, as I was informed by William Dobson. But yeah, I think we're all running around to find out if Kent had, in fact, forfeited their first innings. But it doesn't look like that is the case. It's certainly not on the scoreboard. So I think, as you said, we're going to assume that this is their first innings reply.
Dan Hogg to Denley Jr. to open up.
Jaden Denley, left-hander. Told immediately to run off the wicket. I'm sure he's just having a look at the footmarks there, Dan Hogg.
Again, it's just another example of the strength of the Durham Academy, that you've got a 19-year-old open the Hogg and Mento opened the bowling last week in the second innings down at Surrey, and got Hogg opening up here. I'd imagine Baz Deleda will take over at the Lumley end.
Going to switch immediately round the wicket.
I think slip cordon is Ben McKinney at first, Colin Ackerman at second, and Emilio Gay is slotted in at third slip.
Been waiting how long it would take him to weasel in there, Big Ben.
I think Colin is the only Colin's the only constant in that slip cordon at second slip, it feels like, this year. Scott's obviously been in at first slip, and there's been a lot of moving around. I think Bedders was in at first slip last week.
Likes to grab Bedders.
First runs for Kent will be a boundary for Jaden Denley. Lovely push into the offside through the cover point region for 4.
Yeah, a little bit over-pitched, unsettled there by the footmark, so he's having to immediately come around the wicket. Daniel Hogg. That one well put away by Jaden Denley for his first boundary. Gets Kent's innings underway in fine style.
More opportunities for Jaden next year.
Yeah, it's nice to see young players getting in there, being part of the England under-19 setup. Stylish left-hand top-order player. This is his second appearance of the season.
Well left outside the off stump.
Yeah, it was an attempt at that from Hogg, wasn't it? It looked like he was going to launch into another drive there, Denley. Just allowed that one through to the keeper.
Blocked out, final ball of the over, and that is the first over complete, 4 without loss.
Nice start from Denley.
And it will be Baz Deleda to open up from the Lumley end. Lancashire are on the brink. 177 for 9. Down at New Road. George Balderson has just been dismissed for 38. He's involved with a 50 partnership with Anderson Phillip. It looks like that is all she wrote for Lancashire's Div 1 survival hopes, as Baz Deleda is going to steam in from the Lumley end. Twandi Mieye is not in the mood to hang about. That is some shot first up.
Wow.
He's played some beautiful shots this season. You can add that one to the repertoire. He is a shot maker, and that is some way to get off the mark.
He's picked up the length really quickly there and drop kicked that one. First ball away for 4.
Deleda in this newer role to end the season for him, leading the bowling attack with absentees elsewhere as Mieye plays this one off the back foot into the covers. Ben Rain enjoying becoming a father for the first time. Matthew Potts and Bryden Cast representing the 3 Lions in their ODI series against Australia, both having good days out yesterday down at Lords. Potsy picking up 4 wickets, including 3 in 4 balls, and Bryden picking up 3. Leaves Baz to lead the attack at Chester Street, and that's a glorious looking on drive from Mieye, but well stopped by David Bedingham at mid-on.
He's come out full of intent as well, hasn't he?
I think based on everything I'm seeing, Ash, I think we can assume that there has not been any pre-arranged agreement, and the fat lady has sung at Worcestershire. Lancashire's relegation confirmed, all out for 177. They will be playing Division 2 cricket next year, which now just we await the official confirmation of Yorkshire's promotion.
There you go, the red rose. One goes down, the white rose comes up by the look of it. County Championship cricket. A little bit of shape back in there to the left-hander from Baz Deleda.
Well played by Jaden Denley.
Arsenal have scored a late winner by the look of it against Leicester City. Trossard getting a goal in the 95th minute.
Jaden Denley came into this game 41 runs on the year. Added 4 so far in Twandi Mieye 567. I think Jaden was only in his second game here, so obviously a much more sample size, under the over 9 without loss. But story of Kent's year, just the batting group not making enough runs up top, putting the bowlers under a bit more pressure than they would like, and unfortunately for them it's not been enough to save their season.
Yeah, disappointing for Kent. They'll be going down, relegated along with Lancashire. Dan Hogg is going to continue from the Finkel end.
third slip already out. Start of Hogg's second over, and he begins it with inducing a play and miss from Miyeye. That one played out into the offside for no run.
Can Durham pick up some early wickets and just put something into this game? Or will the game just fade out tomorrow into a draw? Be a shame to end the season in that way, if I'm totally honest with you. Hogg gets the edge and Miye's gone, caught behind. There's one of the answers to that question. Little edge, straight through to Robinson, who does her job with no mistake. Durham pick up their first wicket. Kent 9 for 1. Miye caught Robinson. Bowled Hogg, gone for 5.
Beautiful delivery from Hoggy there. Getting a little bit of movement off the pitch in that corridor of uncertainty. Batter not sure whether to play it. Miye likes to put bat on ball. Got bat on ball this time, but not enough, and it's a simple regulatory dismissal for Robinson, who makes that his 44th catch of the season.
Good stat.
ESPN Cricket Info providing all the goods.
Yeah.
As it always does. Kent now, as you say, Ash, 9 for 1.
I was going to say, is that Finch coming out to bat? Spent the day with the pads on and the gloves. Now he's back out in the middle. Just, where are we? Into the third over, so no rest for the wicket.
No,
Harry
indeed.
Finch straight back out there into the mixer. But a lovely delivery that from Dan Hogg. Little bit of shape, little bit of bounce. Takes the outside edge and Robinson does the rest. Always lovely that as a keeper, just to get that first one right in the middle of the gloves. Durham in search for early wickets here on this excellent surface. And the ground is bathed in bright sunshine.
If only the temperature gauge matched it.
It says we're back to 11 degrees today, and I'm sure with the wind chill, it's probably a little bit less than that. Finch down the leg side. I thought he might have just got a little tickle on that there.
I thought there was something.
Yeah. Robinson tumbling away down the leg side. Nice tidy bit of work from Ollie Robinson. That's exactly what Durham wanted. Get that early wicket. Just can they transfer some pressure back on to this Kent lineup, who will be seriously lacking in confidence. Finch averaging 27 this year, 622 runs, the highest score at 85. Defends this one out into the covers. Yeah, I went old school. I did all, a bit like you, got the old ESPN Crick Info up there and started writing some figures down. And I thought, what am I doing? I can just copy it all into a spreadsheet. So I've got all the stats for batting in front of me, but all the bowling stats I've left on a spreadsheet. And I'll update her again in the morning, so I'm sure that'll get updated overnight with the day's play.
Well, that, I think, is Hogg's 11th of the season. As Harry Finch gets his account underway. There will be a couple in the backward point region.
It's gone for 4. Raced away off the bat, that. Just a testament to how good this outfield has been today. That's flown away for 4. Finch off the mark with a boundary. Kent 13 for 1 after 3. Wicket taking over for Daniel Hogg, He now comes down. After being in the covers in the last over, he's down to fine leg now. The long man with a long shadow. The shadows are really long out there today. Almost immediately you could see the floodlights were coming out onto the pitch at the start of play. There was a tennis ball on the field there that Dan Hoggs just kicked off.
Was that thrown for the dog earlier? Is that why?
It might have been.
Is that why we had a dog delay?
It might have been. He wasn't phased at all, the bloke, either with the dog, was he? He was just like, come on, get off. And to be fair, the dog turned around and went straight back off.
He wanted his 13 seconds of fame. Later with a bouncer, and that's called a no ball on height.
Yeah, it's not the usual pitch you've got here, Bus. That one's flown about 2 foot over the batsman's head. He does have a useful bouncer, Buster later. Normally quite skiddy. That one really short and ballooning over the head of the batsman, and Robinson taking that well above his head also.
Pretty sure David Benning had a few jokey comments thrown in there as Baz was walking back to his mark. Better length there. Denley defends into leg side.
Dutchman hitting the bat hard there. Remember, if you've got any comments or want to engage with us, you can contact us in the comments section on YouTube, or you can get in touch via email at streaming@durhamcricket.co.uk, or on the old Twitter platform, or X as it's now known, Ashthorpe25 or RubRush02. Or if you've got my number, drop us a text. Why not? We'll get a few messages throughout the day.
And to back a point, I think Chris Rushworth's been back up this way.
He has. I'd caught up with him, when was it? Day one here, up in one of the corporate boxes. One of the sponsors of the club, Burden Pharmacies, was in, and a few different clubs, Chesley Street and Sacriston and the likes were in. And yeah, Rushy popped in for a while and had a chat. It's a little bit of a hamstring
It's been
tear, grade 2.
Been a frustrating one for him this year.
Yeah, it sure has.
Pulled by Jaden Denley into mid-wicket. It will just be a single James Minto doing the fielding in just a shirt. I rate the commitment to the cause from a fair few of the Durham guys with just their shirts on and no overshirts.
Yeah, I reckon there's a lot of jumpers out there. Some long sleeves. Holder is 100% long sleeve. McKinney long sleeve. Ackerman long sleeve. Parky, Lees. Yeah, I'm not so sure they're that brave, mate.
Yeah.
Robbo, maybe.
Youthful exuberance.
Yeah, Robbo's just got the shirt on by the look of it.
Yeah, and then you got Minto and Hogg in short sleeve shirts.
Yeah, the Bowlers Union.
Lovely looking drive, but straight into Parkinson at extra cover. Yeah, I think this is the first year in a while, really, going back to Rushy, that his body's unfortunately kind of let him down.
If he's listening, mate, you're getting old, and it happens. We wound him up, because to be fair to Rushy, he worked really hard on his fitness a few years ago. Former coach James Franklin came in under a pretty strict regime of, if your skin folds weren't of a certain standard, you weren't eligible selection. So Rushy went about business, became a vegetarian. And I was winding him up this year, said, see what happens when you turn into a veggie, you start getting injured. He actually went, do you know what it is? For the first time I started eating meat again, and then I've got injured, so he went back to being a vegetarian. So there you go. Rushy, if you're listening, mate, I hope you're well. I know he'd spent a couple of days up here. Spent some time with his kids and then nipped back down for some treatment down to Birmingham. Top man, Rushy. Great haircut. And we always see his dad, Joe, still comes around the ground.
Brings Lucy into the press
Yeah,
box.
that's what he was saying there. It was not Lucy on the ground. I think you had a little break there. He was just verifying that it wasn't Lucy that ran onto the ground. Always on a lead, Luce.
Hoggy just having a few final fielding adjustments before he starts his third over.
Oh, wow.
There's the variable bounce that we mentioned earlier on, Ash. That one
Mm.
has not got off the ground at all, really.
Yeah, Robinson's done well to get the body behind that one. And that, again, is a good sign for Durham. I mean, this pitch, in theory, was ready for Tuesday. So we're now Saturday, but it's only had limited cricket on it.
It's only had two. This will be the second day of play it's
Yeah.
had.
Not even 2 full days, was it?
Yeah,
Didn't get
the
a full international.
International got rained off early. Edge and put down in the slip cordon. I think it's Colin. Is that second slip? I think it might be Colin Ackerman in there, and it's a stinger.
I'm not sure he's picked that up very well, Colin Ackerman. He kind of came to him quickly. He threw the left hand out at it and managed to parry it away. So he stopped it going for 4. But as Ryan Campbell said, there has been a few chances missed in the cordon this year. That is something and somewhere that Durham can improve. What you don't want to be doing is having to create 25 chances to win a game.
Playing a miss from Finch.
Good probing there from Hogg again. He's got some good rhythm here, Daniel Hogg.
They settled in very nicely to his stint. How many overs, you reckon? 5 or 6 first up? 5?
Yeah, I think they'll rotate them round. They've got a good chance of getting him 2 spells, haven't they, here tonight, if they want to finish off. They've only got the 24 overs to bowl this evening. Still 19 after this one to bowl. You've got Holder and Mento in the same department. As he goes past the edge again there, and just Finch just withdrawing the bat. And then you've obviously got the spin
I'm going to
options.
say probably get a quick look at Cal tonight.
Yeah, he'll want to bowl. Especially after watching his brother go about his work today. He will want to bowl today. We should get him on interview after the game. I'm sure it'll be Alex Lees, no doubt.
I think Cal might see us heading up towards the dressing room and say,
Yeah.
well, something we can't repeat on the stream. We're probably playing something on the lines of absolutely not.
No chance. No chance. It's good areas again from Hogg. This one defended nicely by Finch.
Is he one of the Parkview graduates?
Who's
Hoggy?
that?
Hoggy?
No, he's a Durham schoolboy. Comes through Michael Fishwick's programme there. Excellent coach, Fishy. I tell you what, I wouldn't like to feed him and his brother. Bless his parents. Big Paddy, part of the Newcastle Falcons programme. He was the England under-18s captain. He's Hoggy's a little bit shorter than Hoggy, but about twice as wide.
Ooh.
It's a flash and a miss from Finch. Ends the over from Hogg. Goes just for 1. Kent 17 for 1 after 5. Yeah, Paddy, big boy.
What position does
I think it might be a flanker or a lock. He's just huge.
Well, to be fair, if he's about 6'5", 6'6", that would check out.
He's a big human. And again, like I said, I wouldn't like to feed him.
Hoggy is called for the overshirt back.
Yeah, good lad.
A little bit disappointing that I'm not seeing Bedders. Bedders normally is him and Ben Rain are normally the floppy hat union.
McKinney as well. Might be a bit windy.
They've all put that away.
Not even sure. Has McKinney got a hat on?
He does not.
He's just got the naked hair going on.
Bedders opting for his traditional Durham cap. Yeah, I think you're right, Ash. The wind kind of rules the floppy hat out of the equation. Full from Deleda. It's going to get an edge from Jaden Denny. It's going to run away and beat Emilio Gay down past the slip cordon for 4.
It's a good chase there from Gay. Not sure who's ever going to catch up with that one, but full marks for effort as Denley squeezes one down to third man for 4.
It's those sort of things. Those are the little things. The effort that can. What is it? Always do the right things even when no one's really watching. That sort of attitude and Ryan spoke very clearly early on about when guys are brought into the system here, it's not just your abilities, it's are you fitting in with the culture that has been created over the last 24 months by Marcus North and Ryan Campbell. That one, I think it's a bit of pad.
Yeah, a lot of pad there. A bit of shape back into the left-hander from Deleda.
Yeah, definitely being around Emilio. I was down at Surrey last week. His parents came down for that one and got
nice.
Kind of got to know the boys a little bit, and being around Emilio last week and a bit this week as well, you can just tell that he's gonna slot. He's already fitted in pretty seamlessly over the last 3 or so weeks he's been up in the northeast, and I'm pretty sure that will only improve over the winter and no doubt a pre-season tour.
Yeah, well, he's hit the ground running, hasn't he? He got a nice 48 in the second. He's horror starting the first, and he's kicking that straight one. But then another backing that up here with 50 in his first appearance at the Riverside. So good signs there. And like you say, it seems to be just a lovely lad with a real hunger for batting.
Driven to mid-on. Ryan also mentioned the guy's getting 6 weeks off. David Bedingham doesn't fall into that category. He's straight back off to South Africa and into that domestic season over there.
I'm sure he'd rather keep playing rather than do the pre-season.
He's going to have better weather.
That is for sure.
He's going to have a better weather. The Western Province man. He's been also picked up for the first time in the SA20. I think he's off to join the Sunrisers camp. It's that one down the leg side from Deleda.
Pretty successful, them guys, aren't they? They've, in the domestic competition.
Believe so.
Bryden Cast has been part of that. Just go through the football scores quickly. Newcastle 1, Man City 1 in the early kick-off. Leicester have come back to 2-2, and then Arsenal scored 2 goals late on to win 4-2. Brentford 1-1. Chelsea 4-2 over Brighton. Everton 2-1 over Palace. And Fulham got a big win away to Nottingham Forest, backing up their win over Newcastle last week. Oh, that's out! Buster Lader with an absolute beauty. Off stump, out of the ground. Durham pick up their second wicket as Denley is gone. Bold Buster Lader for 12. Kent 23 for 2.
That is a peach. Little bit of movement. Takes the off stump out the ground. There's not many better sights in cricket than a cartwheeling stump. And Baz Deleda provides the goods. He picks up his 9th wicket of the season. Kent in early trouble, 23 for 2. As you mentioned, this being a 2-day game, the follow-on target becomes 100 behind.
Yeah.
So Kent's magic number is 260. And I think now we can officially confirm that this is Kent's first innings. There's not been a forfeit. As it looks like it's the skipper who's going to run out at number 4.
100% Jack Leaning, yeah. Just going back to the football scores there, we'll just go for the local sides. That Middlesbrough have won 2-0 at home to Stoke City.
Don't think Sunderland got the result they wanted.
No,
Watford.
A late winner, an 84th minute penalty for Watford, saw them win 2-1. I'll skip down now to...
How did Hartlepool United get on?
Hartlepool got beat 1-0. Forest Green Rovers, so that's a long away trip as well. A 71st minute winner. And Gateshead won 3-1 away to Southend, so they'll bring 3 points back to the northeast. Had a good start to the season, Gateshead.
Yeah, former head coach Mike Williamson, I believe now is the man in charge at Carlisle United.
Yeah, Gateshead in 5th position, just 4 points off top spot with a game in hand.
Dan Hogg into his 4th over, Harry Finch on strike.
Rob thought he was going to sneeze there. If you're wondering, it caught me by surprise there. I was wondering, he just went all still for just a moment. Love it. I'm sure there's a word you can say to stop yourself from sneezing. I'm sure somebody can inform us of what that is. The way that your mouth moves when you say it stops you from sneezing, apparently. I don't know if it's pineapple or something stupid like that. Probably just made that totally up.
Yorkshire have their second batting point. One more and they can confirm their return to Division 1.
I tell you who's on fire right now. Steve Bruce at Blackpool. 4 wins in a row.
Next Newcastle United manager.
Yeah, the Bacon and Sunderland. The Bacon must be really good over that side on the west coast.
Well, it's fish and chips. Obviously Blackpool.
Likes a pie, apparently.
Oh, they always say there are 2 types of leave. That goes into the good one.
Yeah, it's nipped back off the seam nicely, that from Hogg. His bounce, due to his height, has probably stopped him from picking up a wicket there as the old double teapot comes into play. That was close, wasn't it?
Very close. Bad light has stopped play at New Road. Got underway for Worcestershire's second innings for 1 over.
What's the Worcester lead there? About 3 or 4?
It's
isn't
3.
it? Yeah.
It's 3 runs. Lovely looking drive there from Harry Finch through backward point, and he'll pick up 2. We'll do a quick rundown of the scores in the county championship as we wrap up the cricket season at the end of September. Earlier, Hampshire secured second spot by beating Somerset by 5 wickets, chasing down 121. Warwickshire 132 for 4 in reply to Notts 487 all out. As you just mentioned, Worcestershire and Lancashire have gone off a bad light. Lancashire relegated to Division 2. With that, might be another couple here for Finch. Jack Leaning says nope. Essex have piled up 508 for 8 and decided that will do. They'll declare, and Surrey have just got their reply underway. 4 without loss. Surrey, of course, just counting down the hours until they can lift that 3rd Division 1 trophy in a row. Glamorgan look like they're going to win against Gloucestershire. Gloucestershire 184 for 7. They require just under 200 more to win down at Sophia Gardens, and I don't think they're going to get any play tomorrow with what the weather forecast down in Wales is suggesting. Leicestershire and Derbyshire finally got underway today, but Leicestershire 236 for 4 there. That's going to end up in a draw. Sussex Middlesex 61 for 1. They'll be counting down to lifting the trophy in front of their fans and members tomorrow. 61 for 1, Sussex replying to Middlesex 271 all out. And then also, as we previously mentioned, as Hogg beats the outside edge again to end his 4th over. Yorkshire 306 for 2, leading Northamptonshire by 159 runs, and they require 44 more runs to earn promotion back to the top tier.
Sorry if you just caught me there with my hand on my head. I'm just really watching closely as Dan Hogg follows through. And if we get a picture of the actual surface itself there, Dan Hogg is creating some real rough there, just on Ollie Robinson's left shoulder, as he walks past there. So where Jack Leaning is standing at the moment, and so just over the umpire's right shoulder, you'll see a dark mark on the pitch. And Dan Hogg is creating some lovely rough, which I'm sure Callum Parkinson will love to see.
Full start.
He's hit his wrist with the ball there in his gather. The Dutchman. Yeah, it's a shame I want to point to it on the stream, but obviously that's absolutely zero use to anybody. Probably including me. Yeah, exactly. Need a bigger budget. What you doing, Ross? Spending too much money on this producer there, cutting for different pictures and stuff.
This is where Ross just doesn't turn up to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now, as you mentioned earlier, brilliant work from Ross, Stevie and the rest of the guys throughout the season. Appreciate them keeping us going, bringing a live stream to you. I think they deserve a bit of time off as well from the cricket anyway. Ooh. late play and miss there from Finch. I'd have thought potentially with Finch having kept wicket, Ash, that maybe they would have bumped him down the order a little bit. Obviously, Joe Denley's got lots of experience batting in that top order. I'd have thought maybe he'd have walked out at number 3, but maybe Finch wants the challenge.
Yeah, he's one of the leading run scorers for Kent. If you have a look through the side, probably out of the team that's playing today, you've got Joey Everson on 676, Jack Leaning 644, Finch 622, then you've got Miei 567. As that one trickles down the leg side, and we'll run away for 4 leg byes. Leading run scorers are Daniel Bell Drummond on 853 and Ben Compton on 833. So there's, but what you will find is that their batting averages, you would say, for are quite disappointing for top order batters, as you have Bell Drummond's averaging 35, Compton 32, Everson 34, Leaning 36. Because in most of their games, they'll have batted twice.
Yeah. 2 steps awaiting Harry Finch. That one not attended to by the keeper batter.
Interesting in his follow through there, Bustaleda. Just watching maybe the footholds that have been created on this really hard surface. Might be doing a bit of damage to Bus's ankle as he's bowling. Seems we've got gloomy again. We can see some lights in the car park behind us. Oh, sorry, behind Bustaleda, not behind us.
Ooh.
Flashed and 4. Thick outside edge. Finch chasing that one. He'll pick up a boundary. Not in control. But he'll move into double figures on 11. And Kent will move on to 34 for 2.
Gloucestershire have lost their 8th wicket down at Glamorgan.
Was that the setup game?
Yes. James Bracey is still there, as he has been most of the season for Gloucestershire. 44 not out from 66 deliveries. But apart from Phillips, who opened the batting, and Bracey, no one else has got above 20 for the T20 Blast winners.
Versus the Metro Bank winners.
Yeah, Joe Phillips opening the batting, making 64, but apart from that, apart from him and Bracey, no one has passed 20. So looks like if the light and weather can hold down in Wales this evening, Glamorgan will be ending their county championship season with a victory to back up their Metro Bank One Day Cup victory on Monday against Somerset.
Nice week to wrap it all up. Hogg to continue. Oh, that's a good delivery from Hogg, and nicely played by Leading, who thinks about a single. Alex Leeds whizzes around and fires the ball back into Ollie Robinson.
Yeah, Colin Ingram making 84 first dig for Glamorgan. Sam Northeast 64 not out, and Chris Cook with an unbeaten century for the Welsh outfit.
As I said, nice way for them to finish the season with a trophy. Metro Bank beat us a couple of years ago down in Nottingham as well to lift that trophy. And allowed through to the keeper.
That's close at New Road. The light has not improved and the umpires have called the day off. So Worcestershire and Lancs will return tomorrow. Worcestershire effectively 3 without loss, but obviously the bigger story, Lancashire unable to save their Division 1 status.
Red rose down, white rose up. A little bit wide from Hogg. Still 15 overs remaining after this one. Interesting to see. Just keep an eye on Hogg's follow through there. It's not his first step, but his second step, which will be interesting, the umpires. Be right on the edge of the danger area, no doubt. Having a look over Russell Warren's left shoulder. That's right on the money from Hogg. So yeah, we keep rabbiting on around thanks and that. Getting all mushy, and that would have been last game of the season. But yeah, we keep mentioning Ross and Stevie and John Pigeon from the media company. That the lads have done a fantastic job, and for us, always brilliant to work with. Stevie normally provides sweets as well, but he's let us all down today. We'll have to remind him of that tonight before we leave. Oh, Hoggy takes a tumble, and that'll not be nice on this surface. That won't tickle. Yeah, might lose a bit of bark off the left knee there, the big fella. Be nice in the shower later on, a good sting. Alex Lee seems to see the funny side of it. There's Shima Holder going through some stretching out in the covers. It's a long way to fall, that, for Dan Hogg, onto a pretty
hard
concrete-like surface, if I'm totally honest with you. Oh, and Lees plays away from his body, and it bursts through the gap. And down to third man. We talked to Neil Colleen earlier in the day about that gap at third man and so many runs. And it's that wrestle in your mind. Would you rather give them a 4 for a bad ball, tickled down the leg side?
I think the lights have just kicked into actual full beam there.
Yeah, it is gloomy out there, isn't it? Which you might see us get a bit of spin in Callum Parkinson. But Dan Hogg unlucky to go for a boundary there.
Wonder if that might appeal to Alex Lees to potentially try and plug that gap with either. That's a couple times now we've seen it flash wide of.
Or put a gully in, maybe?
Colin Ackerman at second tip, so maybe. Does he put well, it looks like Amino Gay is going to, as you say, Ash, he's going to fill that role at gully.
Sometimes you almost sound like you know what you're talking about. Not very often.
Especially not this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Or ever. 2 slips in a gully now in place.
Well fielded in the covers by Cal Parkey.
I'd love to see Minto have a little crack here. Not much breeze out there now. Breeze is pretty much dropped.
You reckon Minto's got biggest pace in the attack?
He'd be up there. Bus ball's a heavy ball, you know. Really working hard here, trying to get that third wicket. But yeah, I'd love to see Minto have a crack. Get the 2 left armers on Minto and Parkinson. Be a bit of a shame. We've got Holder as well. As I said, I don't know whether he's just trying to keep warm in general.
I think, Leesy had a chat with Hogg at the end of that last over. I think the conversation was, can you do one more or ring the change now?
Yeah, he's looking like he's warm. It's a little bit more vigorous now. Shima Holder.
Lovely shot. Harry Finch back down the ground. Not perfectly timed. So
Come on, Bedders.
He scampers after it and pulls it up inside the rope, and they'll run. Yeah, Shamal Holder's story is quite impressive when you think he was playing club cricket not even a month ago, and for Ockbrook and Borrowash CC, I think in the Derbyshire Premier League, and he's now playing first-class cricket. And he's played at the Oval, he's played at the Riverside. It's quite a turnaround.
It's a great opportunity for him to showcase his skills, and maybe somebody looking for an overseas bowler next year might like the look of what they've seen from Holder. Durham haven't had much luck at all with bowlers over the last couple of years. The overseas signings, even having the luck of a spinner going down with a stress fracture in Matt Kuhneman.
I don't think I've seen that before, a spin bowler go down with a stress fracture in the back.
No, weird.
But Kuhneman provided us with one of the great moments of last year.
That was Worcester, wasn't it?
Worcester, first home game of the year, final 6 overs I think it got down to, and cleaned up one of the Worcestershire tail enders.
Yorked him.
It's one of those beautiful, it's one of those cricket fields you absolutely love. Final day, lights are on, spinners bowling. I think literally everyone bar the bowler and maybe one other fielder are in and wearing helmets. and just the jumping for joy. One of those great scenes, and that kind of set the tone for the season ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Bang on, Rob.
Almost at the end of the 10th over, Kent. Well, they'll be happy with the 41 runs on the board. They'll be less so with the 2 next to it. Deleda finishes the 10th over, and it will be 41 for 2 after 10. 5 each up top for Dan Hogg and Baz Deleda. I wonder if we're going to get the first change. It looks like Shamar Holder is going to enter the attack in place of the Durham Academy graduate.
Yeah. Headband on, dreadlocks fastened back, ready to go. For Shamar Holder.
This might be a bit of a mundane question, Ash, but we've seen Scott Borthwick this season when he's captain from first slip. Alex Lees has taken the approach of he wants to be at mid-on, mid-off. Is that, we talk about it with potentially Joss Butler with the white ball size. Does he need to give up the gloves and be at mid-on and mid-off? Is that just so the captain can get the points across to the bowler and the fielders? Is that why you think potentially some captains want to field in at mid-on, mid-off?
Yeah, I think if you're not a natural slipper, I mean, we have seen Leesy in the slips. I think probably
Leesy,
more at third slip.
Yeah, last year I think he was the third slip. He was in there.
And I just think it's more of a natural fielding position, mid-on for him, and he can communicate with his bowlers. Being at first slip is a great spot to captain from because you can see exactly what's happening off the pitch and the way batters are shaping up. And Holder, pretty sharp bouncer first ball.
Welcome to the attack.
Gets the Durham fielders a little bit riled up out there. Always a nice way to get through your action first ball, actually. Just bang it into the pitch. This pitch will suit him a bit more as well.
There you see the smile on his face.
Yeah, it probably hurt that too. Holder, number 40 on his back. New Duke's ball. Pretty new Duke's ball in his hand. Bowling from the Finkel end. This one's a little bit fuller, a little bit wider. Trying to tempt Finch into a drive. It's a day. Well, what have we got? We've got 13 overs after this one to get through. Be interesting to see who does follow Buster later.
I think I'm seeing Mento go through some gentle warm-ups.
Nice areas from Holder, but he's overstepped. It'll be a no ball. So 2 in the book. Never really worked that one out. Why it's 2 runs for a no ball. It's here and nowhere else in the world. But it is. 2 in the book. Quite a nice area there from Holder. Just offering a little bit of shape away from the right-hander. Finch up tall, punching.
I believe we have our second result. We do indeed. Glamorgan have secured victory over Gloucestershire by 192 runs. In case you're wondering how that has come about with Gloucestershire and Glamorgan only batting once. Gloucestershire forfeited their first innings, and Glamorgan subsequently forfeited their second innings, making it a 1-inning shootout. Gloucestershire have been dismissed for 189. James Minto fields well in the covers, or a mid-wicket, excuse me.
Yeah, we were hoping that was going to be the case here, weren't we? That we were going to be set up with a declaration.
I think I don't want to sound too harsh here on Ken, but I think it sums up their season.
It's just interesting, their mindset. I don't know whether a conversation was had and they've said no, they don't want to do that, or maybe Durham didn't want to do that. It might be totally in Durham's hands. As the case that hasn't kind of come to fruition.
The result of that game means that Glamorgan claim the bragging rights for finishing above Gloucestershire in Division 2 table. Glamorgan will finish 6th, Gloucestershire will finish 7th, and I think Derbyshire are propping up the Div 2 table. Is indeed. Derbyshire will finish bottom of Div 2. Pulled to deep mid-wicket and James Minto. Ash spotting something on
I never saw a
replay.
thing. Never saw a thing.
Well, it looks like delayed is going to continue for at least one more.
Never saw a thing. Not guilty, Your Honour.
No comment.
Yeah, Buss is going to bowl another one. This will probably be his last. Ryan Campbell was earlier talking around how Buss is learning what his body's spell lengths are with regards to red ball cricket. Strong boy, good fitness levels. A little bit of shape there. Bowling from wide on the crease, maybe trying to avoid that foot mark. Well, not the foot mark, the foot hole there. And if Vic and the crew will be out there repairing that this evening. Because it is hard, and what happens is once that starts to crater, it does mean that it just gets into your ankles and it hurts. There's no doubt about it, it hurts. So Finch is batting a little bit outside of his crease here. Wouldn't be surprised if Delayed goes short. He does try and go short, but it doesn't get up. Finch tucks it nicely around the corner to Daniel Hogg doing the fielding. Picks up another one, moves him on to 16. Puts Kent on to 45 for 2. So again, if you want to interact with us, Ash Thorpe 25, Rob Rush 02 on Twitter.
Ooh, that jagged off the pitch.
You can add comments on the YouTube stream.
Giving us a look by.
Yeah, or you can contact us via email at streaming@durhamcricket.co.uk. It's been lovely having all your engagement so far throughout the summer. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Durham solidifying their place in Division 1.
Go short again, and this one will pass Holder in the mid-wicket region, and Harry Finch will move himself into the 20s.
Yeah, short and punished by Finch. As you would expect from a wicket keeper, he picks up length very quickly, and that brings up the Kent 50 here in the 12th over. Again, another attempted short ball from Delader, but doesn't get up. Finch climbs into that, puts it away for 4. Just getting a little bit gloomy out there. There's plenty of blue sky around, but
Away to the left-hand side,
yeah,
just over the pavilion, is where most of it's at.
that's where the sun's hiding at the moment as well. Bellingham leading the clown chorus out there, so Parkinson launches the ball towards him.
You know what I was thinking, Ash? We haven't mentioned the Simpsons clouds for,
No, we haven't.
for a while. They've not really
Haven't
been.
really had that sky, have we?
Nah, maybe tomorrow they'll come out for one last
Hope
time.
so. Be nice to see a bit of blue sky, mate. Maybe a bit more warmth than we've had today. Nice delivery to finish the over, and a good lead from Finch. Kent 50 for 2. 12 overs remaining in the day. Finch on 20, leaning on 4. And just finding his way into the innings. But the lights, are, as you mentioned, have taken full effect out there. In fact, the umpires are just getting together to have a word. Quite happy to continue by the look of it. As Shema Holder's going to continue from the Finkel end. And it might just get to the point where they say to Alex Lees, mate, if you continue to bowl these guys, we're going to have to come off.
Shmar marking out.
Yeah, they're asking the umpire to stand back a little bit, maybe back far enough that he can't see the no ball that he's bowled in the last over.
Looks like James Minto at mid-wickets going through some more rigorous warm-up, so I imagine we'll see him come on from the Lumley end.
Bit of kung fu fighting there from the young man.
Moving as fast as lightning.
Couple of snap kicks. He's out in the boundary now.
Ooh, that looked close, but well left by Leaning. Proud Yorkshireman.
Yeah. Mentioned Yorkshire quite a few times today, haven't we? Yorkshire look like they're going to go back to Division 1. They've had a great last half of the season. Pretty much since they've announced that Otis Gibson was leaving, they've been on an absolute winning run. So congratulations to Otis and all the coaching team down there. Former Durham player Otis, very proud of his time here in the Northeast. Still lives in the Northeast. Might see a bit more of him in the gym over the winter. Sadly for him, he used to have to watch my backside as he was on the bike and I was slogging away, trudging on the treadmill.
You mentioned the football results. Ash, unfortunately for rugby and Newcastle Falcons, it's 2 defeats in 2 to start the season. A tough away day down at Harlequins.
Yeah.
28-14.
So
Final score down at Twickenham.
So they were 14-7 down early doors. That's going to be another tough year for the Falcons.
Yep. Promotion and relegation back for this season in the Gallagher Premiership. I think it's a relegation playoff. So whoever finishes bottom of the table will play off against the top seed in the Championship for Gallagher Premiership rugby next season. But obviously that's a long way away after only 2 rounds have been completed. Look like Kent might come back for 2 here, but settle on 1.
Yeah, good hunting from Parkinson there. Racing in and preventing that one going for it.
We'll say if Falcons have got the right man in charge in Steve Diamond, if they want to have any chance of staying up. I think last year, no domestic wins at all. They picked up, I think, only 1 win completely away in Europe.
Yeah, it's tough going last year, that's for sure. And a repeat of that, we'll see them in that playoff.
Fuller there from Holder and well dug out by Finch.
I just swung in a little bit to Finch there. I'd say well dug out. Finch looks in good order at the moment, actually.
Does indeed. 11 overs remaining after this one. How many tabs have you got open there?
Oh, too many. That's schoolwork, mate.
And a dot ball to end. How is Parkview just opened up for the new school year?
September, mate. Really busy. New intake. Got about 42 kids, I think, this year on the cricket program. So, really exciting. Had a big group last year, and they've all nearly stayed on. Some exciting players and some. What's really great is it seems that the new girls tier 1. Hopefully that kick-starts that, and we've got a girls program that has started, but now we've got plenty of players in there, some of them part of the pathway and some of them looking to get into the Durham pathway as well. So a really exciting time for us going into a long winter. So we've just started to do some work on some fitness testing and some video analysis work. So we'll be dealing individually with players over the next couple of weeks and giving them kind of a program leading up until Christmas for them on their batting and their bowling. But yeah, that every tab that I've got on there is something that one of them's the massive spreadsheet that I've got from ESPN, and then I've got a testing results, and then I've got what have I got there? Interest forms for next year. So there's kids already signing up for next year to come. It's all go, mate. I think there's what have we got on there? 21 at the moment, looking to come next year. Nice start from Mento, left arm over the wicket, the young fella, getting a crack from the Lumley end.
Yeah, it's nice to listen to Ryan talk earlier about how he's always going to back youth as long as they're surrounded with the experience to help them through it, and selections of Minto and Hogg at the back end of this year.
Yeah.
firmly entrenched that. Ben McKinney coming back into the red ball side as this one's flicked away off the pads, and that'll be 4 for Jack Leaning. Mento just a little bit too straight, and Jack Leaning isn't going to miss out on an opportunity to tuck that one away off the pads.
Yeah, a little bit straight there from Mento. Tucked away nicely, as you said. Yeah, there's so many spreadsheets.
Is it?
That's just part of being at school, I think.
It's not just cricket, though, is it, that you offer? Is
no, there's football programs, rugby league, rugby union. That's for both men and women. Oh, nearly chopped on from Mento. We'll just offer something different here. Not quite as tall as the other bowlers. Quite skiddy. And
like I said, it feels like it seems like there's a little bit of snap in his action.
Yeah. Oh, there is, mate. This is a really exciting prospect.
Just needs to... and he will be looked after properly, but obviously with him being only 16, body still hasn't fully developed.
He's a strong boy already, but yeah, you're right. There's lots more to come. Not sure he's going to get much taller.
Nah, but the S&C guys will be all over him, and make all over him in terms of that development and making sure he's handled appropriately.
For sure.
Part of England under-18s this year as well, I think. Maiden call up after. Well, it wasn't that long after the One Day Cup had finished that he was called up for England under-18s and bagged a few poles there as well.
Hi, Warren, just having a look at Mento's follow through.
What is the pro? Is it just it's a unofficial warning first, isn't it?
He's just having a look at the pitch, mate, and just probably saying, "Listen, you're getting close to that danger area."
But in terms of for running on the wicket, was it unofficial warning? And then
he'll just have a word with him, and then he's right. He is, to be fair, he is running right down the pitch here, which again is going to create some rough for the spinners. So that he will keep an eye on that. You can just see if you watch Minto's follow through, when you start losing his legs in the vision of the umpire who'll be blocking that, you can tell that he's running pretty straight down the pitch. So again, I think he's just had a little word with him there to say, yeah, that one might have been a bit better, or actually, he's still pretty close there. The young left armer, a little bit wider on the crease. You can just see, as I said, in that follow through. But good pace there from Mento in his first over.
The thing that already stands out to me, he's got quite a lengthy run up.
He's got good rhythm though. He's like,
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we've seen like Mark Woods in all the injuries that he's gone through. I think what would it have been, pre-2021, I want to say, where he had that short run up, and then after that, the major injury he had around that sort of time. Yeah. One of the things that in his rehab was, well, maybe try lengthening your run up, and maybe it won't happen. And he's had better injury luck since then. I think it was a spell. What would it have been in the Windies or in the Caribbean somewhere, where he was first brought back to the Test team, bowled absolute heat.
Yeah, I think he's bowled quicker since he's lengthened his run up as well. Yeah.
So that's one of the things just about Mento that I noticed watching him last week for the first time live down at Surrey, was that he already has quite a long run up for a 16-year-old. It's not, as Shamar Holder bangs this one in, and Parky can't pick it up initially with him looking directly into the sun. That looks like it's making its way over now. Yeah. But it's one of the things, that's something, if Woody's doing it later on in his career, if Minto's already, maybe something that's already been talked about is that if you have a bit of a longer run up, yes, it's more steps, but in the long term, that's going to help him out. And as we kind of alluded to, he's nowhere near the finished product and won't be for the best part of a decade. Yeah,
I mean, it's so exciting, isn't it? He'll be working with the likes of Nathan Remington and Graham Onions over the winter. And that fast bowling core under the watchful eye of John Windows, and now he's stepping up into the professional system as well. I'm sure Neil Killeen and the likes will be having a look at him as well. But every run-up's different. Like you say, you just want to make sure that you're creating good momentum at the crease. And it's longish, but he seems to hit the crease hard and bowl at good pace. So at the moment, you wouldn't be looking to change a lot there.
Nah.
It's good rhythm. Holder hitting the pitch hard. Bright sunshine now, as the cloud away to the west has just broken up a little bit. It's not quite a Simpson sky that we've got in front of us, but it's a bit more like it. There's bits of grey and bits of blue and bits of white. Up there, and them shadows are real long. I tell you what, you wouldn't want to be fielding in the shade there, which all the fielders are across to the offside. Lots of sunshine across to the leg side, over towards the Lumley Castle side of the ground, over to the east. Oh, and Holder gets that one to nip back, and it beats the stumps, and it beats Ollie Robinson, and will run away for 4 byes. Nip back off the seam, didn't bounce a lot. Can't have been far away from the off stump.
Holder settled in quite nicely as well into his stint.
Yeah, looks much more settled into the group now. I don't know if he was nervous in that first game. Probably didn't bowl as well as he wanted to.
Yeah, picked up a couple last week.
Yeah, he did at Surrey. He looked like he bowled much better at Surrey than he did. It was the Nottinghamshire game, wasn't it, here that he... No, it was Lancashire, sorry, that he made his debut. Himself and Anderson Phillip. Debut for their various sides. Oh, and this time he gets the outside edge, and it will run away down to third man. Bustali does very well to keep that to 1.
Great athlete.
Excellent piece of athletic fielding. Yeah, took the words out of my mouth.
We are 2 runs away, 1 run away from the White Rose promotion being confirmed.
Oh.
349 for 2.
On the pulse, you lad.
It's sometimes a gut feeling, you know. You just want to double check in, you want to catch up some of the scores, and it's
You're good, mate. You're good. You're good at what you do, Rob Rush. Right on the money.
Last ball of the 15th over, and there'll be 9 more after this. Should the lights hold for us? It's been good to have a full day's cricket in, and that goes down in the good leave category. From Finch, and there it is. Yorkshire have reached 350 for 2. That confirms their promotion back to Division 1, so both divisions are now set for next year. Kent have been joined by Lancashire in the relegation spots, and Sussex and Yorkshire will take their places in Division 1 next season.
Yeah, what a headline that is. Yorkshire promoted after Lancashire relegated.
I have a feeling a few spicy comments might be flying around on some forums tonight.
Well, we had quite a lot at Dale Benkenstein's expense when he was up here the other week, and I'm a huge Dale Benkenstein fan, so I think some of the comments that have been directed at him may be a little bit unfair. I think if you look at the resources that Lancashire have and where they are used, I think that'll frustrate a lot of Lancashire fans, and it's definitely frustrating Dale Benkenstein, as Mento is going to continue from the Lumley end. Oh, and that's a nice delivery and a good leave from Jack Leaning. If you look at the likes of their highest earners are not playing red ball cricket. The likes of Joss Butler,
Phil
the
Salt.
likes of Phil Salt, the likes of Luke Wood.
Haven't really seen Saqib Mahmood a lot this year.
Exactly that.
You know, there is a promising pathway though. You know, we've seen Rocky Flintoff
absolutely
make his way. Josh Boyden's made, I think, list A and first class debuts. George Balderson, George Bell, Matty Hurst. There is quality in that.
Oh, there's great talent at Lancashire.
There's quality and talent there.
And they'll be disappointed and frustrated, but a year in Division 2 with, like you say, with all of those youngsters might be not the worst thing that can happen for Lancashire.
It can be. You can use it as almost as a reset point. You don't want it to become a full blown reset, because obviously the goal is to come straight back up next year. But as a reset point for those guys to be good in their development. Is that an edge behind? Minto.
If it's not caught behind, it's got to be close to LBW, because that is an absolute seed that beats Jack Leaning all ends up.
See what we mean about covering the covering the sponsor. I wonder what do you reckon? Super glue?
I don't know if they just don't have it on, because I know that Ruth Nicholson, who's the babysitter, I'm going to call her, bless her, she has to look after the players' needs, and she does all the kits and things like that. So it might be just a shirt that doesn't have the chairman's logo on it, the chairman's wine company, which Obviously, he can't advertise alcohol at his age. This one's a bit straight and tucked away into the leg side by leaning.
Yeah, just finishing up on Lancashire, we have seen that they are willing to give youth a chance, very similar to Durham up here. Maybe you look at some of the personnel decisions. Rocky Flintoff at 4, at 16 in Div 1, probably not the smartest decision to make. There is, as much as there is an element of it's great to expose young players, then does need to be that element of protection in there. Maybe
who are the senior players around him that are going to step up? And I think that's been the issue, apart from Keaton Jennings.
Yeah, Keaton Jennings at times has kind of been a one-man band in that batting lineup, and Luke Wells propped up, came a good one last week, back down the order, whereas he's been used as an opener. As this one is pushed away leg side, they'll come back for a pretty comfortable 2. But yeah, it's just you are looking for people to step up and make themselves accountable and carry the can, as it were, and Lancashire have just lacked that this season. But as we mentioned, the pipeline's there. They've got plenty of young talent coming through, so hopefully from their point of view it is just a reset year rather than a full-blown reset, and we'll have to wait and see as Mento finishes off. Over a good diving stop by Emilio Gay to keep it to a dot. 66 for 2. We're going to have to wait and see whether there is any fallout from the relegation. No doubt there'll be very honest and blunt conversations amongst that senior management group.
But similar to Kent, if you look at the leading run scorers for that Lancashire side, so Keaton Jennings has gone past the 1,000 run mark. He has 1,006.
What's the next highest?
So Josh Bohannon has had a reasonable season, but he's scored 803 runs at 35. And then below that, you've got Hurst, who scored 677, Wells 674, and then Belf, Balderson in the 400s. And that's just not enough runs if you're wanting that team to be higher up the table. And again, going along the theme of Kent, a lot of those times they've batted twice. So Keaton Jennings has batted 23 times, as has Bohannon, Hurst, Wells, 20 for George Bell, 22 for Balderson. That's a gorgeous shot, that. Absolutely gorgeous shot by Jack Leaning, standing up tall and punching it away through point for 4. Get a professional across. Venkatesh Iyer, you're overseas. He scores at less than 20, an average of less than 20.
I think the other thing is, I mentioned the Rocky Flintoff at 4 in Division 1. Several times Venkatesh Iyer batted below Rocky Flintoff, and it's just that's the balance I was kind of alluding to with the protecting your young players. It's all well and good if you believe they've got the talent to throw in there, but there has to be some protection in there for them. You can't really expect Rocky Flintoff to be, as that's an arguably even better shot from Jack Leaning. Back-to-back boundaries through the point region. This one creamed off the back foot. Lovely to get on top of the bounce. But yeah, just finishing up my point, you can't really expecting Rocky Flintoff, a 16-year-old, coming in at 2 down to drag you out of holes and get you to be helping survive Div 1. And that brings up the 50th partnership between these two. 45 minutes, I think it was something like 63 deliveries.
Yeah, I don't want to harp on Lancs too much, but the leading wicket taker is Balderson with 36, and then Nathan Lyon is the second leading wicket taker who only played 8 games. He took 26 wickets. And then Luke Wells has 24, along with Tom Bailey. So some pretty sparse numbers there for Lancashire, and got to look no further than the playing group as to, and like I say, those big names. Where's the likes of Luke Wood? Did Luke Wood even play red ball cricket this year? Can't see his name there in any of the bowling, so he'll be one of Lancashire's highest earners.
Pushed into the offside.
Nothing for Phil Salt. Josh Butler. In fact, we're going to leave Lancashire alone. They've got enough to deal with, and it's not really our problem. So Lancashire relegated, along with Kent. As you can see, their statistics kind of back up the reasons why that's happened. The twilight of the evening here. Seven overs remaining after this delivery from Schumacher. So we've just hit the 6 o'clock mark, which is normally our cut-off time. Well, the scheduled cut-off time. But we were a bit delayed in the start after tea. We still haven't found out the reasons why there was a delay. Maybe it was just cold. But Holder right on the money there to finish the over, making Leaning get forward, challenging the stumps a little bit more rather than that length and a tiny bit of width. But Leaning played some gorgeous shots there in that over. 74 for 2. Leaning on 20, Finch on 24. The wicket takers are Dan Hogg and Buster Lader for Durham. Durham just 1 wicket away from another bonus point. And there's 7 overs remaining in the day's play. Still not going to see any spin. Minto's going to have another over. Will we see...
Change of angle.
Yeah.
For James, he's going to come around the wicket, I think. Or is he staying over?
He's staying over, I think. But will we see Parkinson here before the close of play? Yeah, just to see if he can get some spin. Mento hitting the bat hard. Right around the top of the stumps. Tell you what, this wouldn't be fun if you were playing in the under-16s. This young fella running at you. I'll tell you what, he gives nothing away. Ryan Campbell talked about playing poker against Marcus North. I don't think you want to play poker against James Minto. He gives you nothing on the facial expression meter.
Nicely played.
Yeah, gets maybe towards the toe of the bat, but guided down to Parkinson, who's at deep backward point, gets around to the third man region and can't stop that going for 2 runs. 2 more to Finch, moves on to 26. That's short and wide, and Finch will feel he's missed out there. Although there is some good protection. There, as I said, Callum Parkinson is out in the deep. There's a gully in place. And Schumacher is out there in point. The majority of the ground now in shade.
Cowell looks like he's going through some warm-up, so if he's trying to...
Yeah, skip I'm ready, I think.
Because I don't know if he's trying to pull Leesy's arm.
This is short and wide again, but won't beat Schumacher out there in the cover point region.
Kent likely to finish, well, I think guaranteed. I don't think they're going to knock off 84 runs in these final 6 overs, so they'll be finishing off over 200 behind. Obviously, their target is 260 to start with, and I think shaking hand can begin from 4:20 tomorrow afternoon. I think that's the official word. The way this is going, I think it'll be pretty sharpish at 4:20.
Yeah, might get an official warning here, young Minto. As Russell Warren's just having a look down at the follow through, just checking if it's within the. Probably can't see that well, but there's a guide there. He's going to come around the wicket now, Minto, just to stop anything. But there is a danger area. There's some marks. I think it's 5 inches away from the off and the leg stump, and then 5 foot down the pitch. And then within that, there's an imaginary rectangle that the bowlers are not allowed to encroach on in their follow through. Minto now round the wicket, and that's defended by Finch. That'll end the over, and that might end the spell from Minto. I know Parkinson does like to bowl from that Lumley end, so he'll be having a look at that. And we're going to see Dan Hogg back into the attack to probably finish things off from the Finkel end.
Yeah,
76 for 2.
3 more. Yeah, I wonder if Parky might take over from Mento at the far end.
Yeah, 3 overs for Mento, none for 11. Involved in the day. Got 25 earlier in the day. Looked nice with the bat. Got a beauty out of the rough from Callum. Keep saying Callum Parkinson. Matt Parkinson, who took 6 Durham wickets in the first innings.
Straight on the line and length.
Yeah. Smashing the splice of Jack Leaning's bat. Who's just having a little look at that.
Still got the extra temporary stand brought in for Tuesday's international. That
it's a weird configuration, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, great words. Ugly was what I was looking at. Aesthetically pleasing is probably a bit more appropriate.
Yeah, fans taking full use of that. We'll try and get a word from the team about entry for tomorrow, whether there's a special offer on, seeing as it's the last day of the season.
Yeah, come on, Sam, pull some strings. Oh, that'll run away fine.
Go on, James. He gets there. B2. I think Dapperbet stand has been opened for this game, which traditionally been closed for, I think, all of the county championship games so far.
Just left it open from the one-day international.
People taking full use of the County Durham stand.
Yeah, it's probably the last of the sun. Don't blame them. There's a sparsely populated members' side. There's a few more away, like you say, across to our right in the County Durham stand, and a few in the ugly stand.
To be fair, if you're gonna name that stand, the ugly stand is a lot easier to get out than the aesthetically pleasing stand.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
Yep.
Very true. But no, I mean we've given shout outs all week, haven't we? And all day. I tell you what, the crew behind Neil Robson and Steve Stavers and the crew who get this ground ready after the one-day international. I mean, there's so many barriers that were put out, and the clean-up operation. I'm not going to tell you what he found under the County Durham stand, but somebody, might have had an accident. That's nicely clipped away. And Parkinson can't stop it out there, and that runs away for 4. Might got a bit of rope burn there, Callum Parkinson, as he has to pull the pants up. But yeah, and you just look at the amazing team that works here for Durham, on and off the field, behind the scenes. Everybody, on the most part, gets on pretty well. There's a few heated discussions every now and then.
It's more passion it's more of the passion,
protection of your own area, and then you've got the likes of Phil Barron and the guys in the catering side of it.
Oh, they do.
Always setting up.
They do a great job.
Yeah, events, and there's all sorts going on here all the time. Leaning tucks that one away and gets one. But yeah, it's
a family club.
It really is. It's not a big staff either, so there's everybody kind of knows everyone and knows what buttons to press if you want to get on people's nerves. But in general, there's a good crew of people behind the scenes as well. David Jackson and Tom Seymour, Callum Thorpe in the ticket office, Alex Lees this time. It's his turn to say, have a look at this ball, please.
Guys in the shop as well.
Don't talk about them in the shop.
But no, I was walking around with, I had one of my mates come up for the game yesterday. Unfortunately, obviously didn't get to see any play yesterday. We got to see it today. But, I left after the Somerset game to take up another freelance role further down the country, and I've come back for this, and I was walking around and I could see Phil, and
it's not getting through the gauge, that, by the way, so we're going to have a delay for a ball.
Well, to be fair, we've got through most of the day without a ball change. I think Kent asked once or twice, and maybe a bit of home side privilege has worked it for Alex Lees. But yeah, I saw Phil walking around as I was taking my mate around the ground and showing him everything, and Phil we cracked a few jokes and had a hug and a quick exchange, and he'll be, I think we've got our end of season due next week, and it'll be nice to see. I think he's there, and to have a further catch up, and it's a definite family club. Everyone involved in the media team side of things, and it really does start from the top down, as we kind of alluded to with Ryan, when he was on comms, it starts with Marcus and Ryan and everyone involved at senior management level, Tim as well, and then it really does bleed down to everyone else that's involved with the club. And it's a great place to come and watch cricket. Everyone's passionate, everyone knows their stuff. You can have several lovely conversations about it, and it's a lovely ground to come and watch and just sit yourself down for a day and bring your own food and
let your dog run on the field.
Well, we had a quick chat in the tea interval. We were looking for when National Dog Day is. I think 26th of August 2025, so is the next one. So
plenty of preparation time.
But no, it's a lovely place. It's a little bit of a trek, but I can assure everyone, if you are contemplating it, it's very much worth it. So when that schedule drops in about 6 to 8 weeks in the middle of November, get some dates booked out. Get yourself up to the Riverside.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of cricket to watch, won't there?
You will not regret it. Exactly. We've got professional Tier 1 women's side who will be playing every single game here. Next season, as Dan Hogg is going to take the new cherry. It's going to run away and beat the despairing dive of Basileda, and it will go for 4. 5 overs left. Kent 87 for 2. Finch moves on to 30 and Jack Leaning on 27. Rob Rush and Ash Thorpe seeing you through the final day 3 of this county championship season.
Yeah, 5 overs remaining in the day. Just checking on my reservations tonight. My wife was a bit nervous that I wasn't going to get there, but we'll be good. We'll be good. I'm going to say Holder switch ends. He's going to have a crack. Yeah, so doesn't look like we're going to see any spin. Holder. He's going to have a go from the Lumley end now. Headband ready. Man out on the hook. See the shadows from the floodlights. Well and truly in play.
Late kick-off underway, Wolves v Liverpool. Shamar Holder runs in. Leaning on top of this one. I think it's still 0-0 down at Molineux. After the draw earlier on for Newcastle in the early kick-off against Man City at St James's Park, and Sunderland falling to a late defeat down at Vicarage Road.
Yeah, nearly half time there at Wolves. The world will be interested to see now that Rodri's injured. What's going to happen with Manchester City, because Rodri is such an integral part to that football team. You'd almost have to make Arsenal favourites. Is it their year after pushing them so close last year? It was brilliant to see a little bit of heat and a little bit of verbals after the game on Sunday.
Yeah, I think Haaland had a few words for Gabriel Jesus.
Well, I think a few for a lot of players.
Oh, there's a few words we could use to describe that shot. I'm going to go with glorious.
Yeah, I'll go with beautiful shot. Lovely drive from Jack Leaning. Over pitched. Eased into it, all timing as it runs away for 4. It was the young fellow who made his debut that I found quite good. He was trying to get up in Haaland's face, and I can't really repeat what Haaland was saying, but it was, "Who are you?" There's a word I've missed out in that exchange.
I think there was another one after that equaliser went in. I think Haaland picked the ball up out the net and launched it at the back of, I think it was either Saliba or Gabriel's head.
Yeah, good housery.
Ooh, good bouncer.
It didn't get up that one, did it? Leaning did well to get underneath that one.
Kent ticking along here at a healthy 4.6. They lost the 2 wickets, but they've gone about their business with some clarity, which has not been the case for the entirety of the season. As the overs and balls start to tick down, as this one again is short on this penultimate day of action. Minimum of 96 overs to be bowled tomorrow, but I highly doubt we're going to get anywhere close to that with the game situation. Play starting at 10:30. Fixed timings, as always, final day of the county game. So 10:30 to 12:30, or whenever that last over finishes. 1:10 to 3:10. The afternoon session, and then 3:30 to whenever. Alex Lees and Jack Leaning will probably shake hands, and I'm going to be pretty bold here, Ash. I'm going to say it's going to be pretty close to that 420 mark.
Yeah, I think the way that this is going, Kent, well, we'll settle for that. Durham will probably settle for that as well if this isn't going to be set up into a run chase tomorrow. You never know, we might get an overnight declaration or something giddy, and Durham might just say, right, you guys can
head back out.
Yeah, why not? Let's just maybe see what could happen. Maybe a bit of communication between the teams overnight, but at the moment we're set for a draw. As Finch defends that nicely off the back foot out into the covers.
Temperature has just, it feels like it's dropped a little. I'm gonna have to reach for the hoodie.
It's definitely dropped in here, mate. And we're inside. No wind. Though the wind does look like it's dropped a bit, but the sun is gone. An easy leave. Just trying to track down my son, who is on driving duties today. And probably tomorrow. For different reasons.
Liverpool look as if they've gone ahead down at Molineux. So that's a
lovely
glorious
straight drive, isn't it?
Glorious shot by Finch. 34 from 54. He's played with real poise since walking out at number 3.
Yeah, he's been busy, hasn't he? Played with intent. He's under 34, as you said. Jack Leaning on 31. Both batters looking to score.
Callum Parkinson nattering away on the effects mic. Yorker dug out by Finch.
Ooh, Lees was about to throw the ball there as Finch wandered away. And you can see behind, hands on head from McKinney and Ollie Robinson. As Finch just wandered straight into the line of fire there. So good awareness from the Durham skipper, not throwing that one.
Yeah. Mini flashback to quarter-final down at Surrey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sam Curran didn't enjoy that, but fielding side would say, well, if you're going to wander out your crease, we're more than entitled to take a shot at your stumps. And a few verbals exchanged in that one. Some words we definitely can't repeat on the live stream, but were picked up on the Sky cameras live at the time.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Unfortunately, Curran went on to play a really, really fine innings.
Yeah, Surrey side over the line. Didn't manage to see them over the line on finals day, though. So that's one's defended, and 3 overs left in the day, 95 for 2.
It's definitely going to be Holder to continue from the Lumley end. The question is, will we see one over from spin from either end? After that, Hog on the money there. 95 for 2, Kent. As I said, Finch 34, Leaning 31. Hog 7 overs, 1 for 31. Just a little chat out in the middle. And Holder isn't going to continue. And Might have just said it's getting a bit dark. If I hold it to continue. So Parkinson is going to bowl. We are going to see spin.
So it'll be Parkinson to finish it off from the Lumley end, and we'll probably see Colin Ackerman take over from Daniel Hogg at the Finkel end as the ex-Leicestershire Foxes wrap up day 3 for Durham at the seat Unique Riverside. It's been a good, I'm actually having a light reading, so see what comes of this, whether we'll actually continue play.
I think, yeah, they'll just set that as a marker
For if it gets any worse.
Darker tomorrow.
Yeah. Parky and Ackers have had good first seasons up in the northeast.
Yeah, I think steady is probably the word to describe them. I think they've both been excellent additions to Durham cricket. And hopefully they'll go from strength to strength after they've settled in. Like I say, been a busy year off the field for Colin Ackerman as he welcomed twins into the world a couple of weeks ago.
Like I say, not even a month yet.
Yeah.
Since that, he's going to check in for some R&R back in South Africa once the season's done.
Oh, a lovely start from Parkinson, right on the money. So he's going to get the chance to bowl 2 overs from the Lumley end. See if
there's a nice glare coming off the dome.
Can happen. I think that's why they don't put the lights on in here, just in case I blind anybody through our commentary box camera. Can happen, Ross, can't it? Ross is in my boat as well.
Well,
he's got a cap on. He knows what's
I've forgotten my.
He's got more than me.
Ash, I haven't brought my sunglasses up with me, so for my sake as well, can we please?
I was being cruel to Ross there, to be honest.
Well, we said it many times before. I'll say it once more. Big thank you to Ross and Stevie for the work today. Mini blip just before tea with, I think, the Wi-Fi dropping out, but phenomenal work as always, guys. Thank you very much for keeping us going. Got one more day to enjoy your company tomorrow.
Yeah, the guys from the media company producing the goods. I have to settle into wrapping up well now. A winter of football for the boys.
Newcastle United women, Newcastle United.
Stevie does the Sunderland game, so he can wrap up warm up there, up in the gantry somewhere. It's always windy there.
For when tossed up from Parkinson, watchful from Leaning, bats out a maiden, leaves us with 2 left, and Colin Ackerman will come on from the Finkel end for his one and only over the day. Picked up 2 wickets this year, has Ackers. Parkinson of the Callan variety currently sits on 29, and after Matt picked up 6 for earlier, it looks likely that Matt's going to have the bragging rights of not only getting Cal out today, but also the wickets and the runs at Christmas dinner in the Parkinson family.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be a good one to have at home, that one, Cal. Just avoid that one. Sorry, Mum. Sorry, Dad. I'll stay at home this year. Oh, we'll come to you. We'll bring the family round to yours. Well, no, it's okay. Not inviting the brother.
Acker's just setting his field. Amelia Gay will step in at slip. Ben McKinney's going under the lid. Wonder where he eventually gets placed. He's staying at leg slip. Dan Hogg's coming to a very short mid-wicket. James Mento in a more traditional mid-wicket. Shmar Holder in at short extra cover as well.
That was some wonderful stretching from Ackers there. Getting the hips loose.
$11 balls left in the day.
Oh, you beauty! Brown the legs. That's absolutely ragged from outside off stump. Finch going across too far and losing his leg stump. And Durham pick up a huge wicket at the end of the day. Finch looks settled, looks set to be back here tomorrow morning, but he has to go for 34, bowled by Colin Ackerman on a ball that's turned absolutely square.
The golden arm has done it. 3rd wicket of the season, 3rd wicket of the innings, and that brings up a bonus point for Durham. 95 for 3, and I don't know if you quite caught it there on our screen, but David Bedingham immediately calling to the 12th 12th man saying, all right, bring another helmet out, please. He's going to go under the lid, it looks like.
Let's bring drink. Mitch Killeen, the birthday boy's running the drinks on.
Wonder if Clarkie's been told.
Do we have a night watchman here, or who have we got coming into bat?
I think that is going to be a night watch. I can't quite make out who yet.
Is it Singh?
I think you might be right. And it's Luke Robinson doing 12th man duties. I think Clarkie is pulled rank to the youngsters and says, no, I'm putting my feet up for the rest of the day. You two
do the morning shift. That's experience. That
you two can run out.
And doing it while we're batting as well.
I think Mitch as well. That's Clarkie's birthday present to him.
Yeah, happy birthday, mate. You crack on. The chauffeur has arrived. Sorry, mate, you missed a wicket there.
I think that's the first time we've had the same reaction to a wicket, Ash.
I was a bit stunned there at first, to be honest. That really ragged.
It is Singh who's coming as night watchman, and he's got some company.
I tell you what, there's the tallest men around the back there. You've got Daniel Hogg and a catching mid-wicket, and Ben McKinney under the lid.
I love how Bedders has pulled rank as well. Bedders has gone, Ben, get to short leg. I'm in at leg slip now. Oh, Colin Ackerman
beats both edges. It's the wonderful thing about turning one early as a spinner.
Alex Lees is joining on the fun now.
Get amongst it, skipper.
This is what we love.
Is he going offside or second slip?
Second slip, I think.
Oh, go offside.
Helmet isn't being run out for the skipper. If I'm Cal Parkinson, I want this same treatment.
It's nicely played by Singh. Good stride forward, finding the middle of the bat.
He ideally wants a single off this last ball.
What are we going to do here?
Lees has dropped himself. He's bringing Parkinson up and bringing Delader up, so the invitation's there.
I think they'll want a bowl. Jack Leaning try and keep him on strike for the last over. Oh, and that's turned and bounced. And Leaning tries to get through and will get through. The night watchman does his job and keeps the strike, so Leaning will be here tomorrow, because I don't think they'll be running at all in here.
Colin Ackerman with just one run from his solitary over for the day, but that beautiful delivery, second ball of his spell, turning from outside off to ripping leg stump out the ground. Harry Finch having to depart, and Cal Parkinson has the honour of wrapping up day 3 here. And I wonder if the message isn't to Alex Lees. Can I just have the same field, please?
Yeah, get them round the bat. Get everybody round the bat.
Well, it is Singh on strike, so
try and take a cheap one. Get the night watchman. I mean, it'll be the end of play.
Yeah,
if they take a wicket.
Final over. Clock ticks 6:30. And what's been a pretty interesting day. Cricket, unfortunately, it doesn't. Well, what it looks like now, right now, it doesn't seem as if there's going to be a result in the offing, but can always change by the time we come back tomorrow morning.
What's the lead? 260?
264.
Yeah, there you go. Get them all round the bat.
Yeah, reenact that Matt Kuhneman scene from last year.
Yeah.
Let's have everyone in there. Big smiles I can see on the face of Ollie Robb.
Leesy's just creeping in there, maybe a bit reluctantly. The big brave Yorkshireman.
He's consulting.
Are they going to get another helmet out on here?
Yeah, they are.
Do you have to have a helmet? Is that part of the regulations?
I'm not completely confident, Ash.
I think because you have to bat in a helmet now, don't you? Even if it's against spin. I think you must.
What, at county level?
Mm.
Yeah, I've seen, obviously in Sri Lanka, all the Sri Lankans ditch their helmets for.
I think at first class level you have to wear a helmet. I might be wrong.
I
often am. But I think, especially if you ask my wife.
One quality of yours, Ash, is your self-awareness.
Yeah. If you ask my wife, I'm rarely right.
That's the right way around in that relationship.
100%.
Parky looking to dismiss Singh as we're into the final 4 balls of day 3 as this game finally got underway after rain had put a halt to day 1 and 2.
I mean, the good news is there's plenty of turn out there, isn't there? So we should be in for an exciting day, at least for Parky tomorrow.
Baz Deleda wants to join in on the phone.
Yeah, get amongst it. Get some more people in the picture.
Solid defence from the night watcher. 2 balls left. Come on, boys. Everyone in.
Yeah, get another one in.
Go on, Hoggy.
You literally have the whole field in one tight shot.
Defended out. Last ball of day 3 at the Seat Unique Riverside.
Get Vic out with the scarifier overnight.
Callum Parkinson ends with a dot.
Nicely played.
Leaning and Singh will be back tomorrow from the Kent point of view as everyone trots off, pats on the back, and high fives all round from Alex Lees. So running you back through the course of the day, we finally got underway at 10:30. Jack Leaning called the toss correctly and decided, we'll have a bowl, please, lads. And Alex Lee said, oh, thank you very much. I'll check in for 144. Him and Ben McKinney got Durham off to a quick start before Ben fell to Nathan Gilchrist for 23. Emilio Gay then came to the middle. He notched up his first Durham 50. Do it on his home ground. And then David Beddingham, still in white ball mode, 66 from just 38 deliveries, 3 4s and 6 6s for him. And then a big resurgence from Kent throughout the middle over. Matt Parkinson taking 6 for as our camera flickers in and out. Chasing quick runs, Ollie Robinson out for 5. Baz Deleda gone for a 12-ball duck. James Minto came out at number 8 and he hit his first 6 in first-class cricket. Went on to make 25. Dan Hogg, Callum Parkinson and Shamar Holder adding 7 between them, and Colin Ackerman, the last wicket to fall, for 33 from 39. Matt Parkinson, the standout bowler for Kent, 6 for 109 from 24 overs and 1 ball. Durham 260 all out. That brought Kent out to the middle. Jaden Denley and Twanda Mieye opened up. Dan Hogg struck early, inducing an outside edge from Mieye, which Ollie Robinson safely pouched. Baz Deleda got in on the fun, ripping out Denley's off stump. Harry Finch and Jack Leaning then put together a solid partnership of over 50 before Colin Ackerman was into the attack. Colin Ackerman then struck second ball to remove Harry Finch, and Singh joined Jack Leaning to just comfortably blot out the rest of the day. So wickets there for Deleda, Hogg and Ackerman. So lights turn off and Vic and the crew go to work. That's where we are. And as we alluded to, Ash, unless something changes overnight, this looks like it's going to be going to handshakes at 4:20.
Yeah, it's set up for a board draw, to be totally honest with you, tomorrow. But hopefully that wicket spins and Durham can rip in and give us some excitement. Kent trailing by 264 with 7 wickets remaining. We'll be back for day 4 tomorrow.